What's going on, people? What is going on? As you already know, it is Friday night, which means if you look down at the bottom, that lets you know that too. Friday Night Madness is upon us. I am your man, the debonair, 6-man K Styles, as you see. To my stage left, it is the enemy of the state, the mad scientist, Mad Mike Sports, as we already know it. And you know what we always do when we got this Friday night? We got to hit them with those 3 magical words. And what do we hit them with, Mike?
The real Falcon fan. No, just man. I just shout out the real Wakanda, the real Falcon fan. But yes. That real
Roll. Bow. As we appreciate everybody tuning in with us right now, we coming in here. As you saw the heavy hitter punch. Hey, man, the smoke said, congratulations on your 7K. Keep up the good work.
Appreciate it. You hit it there, too. So,
Shoot, everybody, hey, we all trying to get there, man. But let's go ahead and get into this roll call as we already do it here. And hold on. We're going to try. Hold on. We're going to trust. Nah, we're going to do that next time. I was going to do something a little different, but we're going to do that next time. Okay. But today's roll call is going to be sponsored by High Quality H2O.
Woo.
As we got Joseph Thornton in the building, we got Bubba Gump, we got Floyd Donnelly, Kenneth Lewis, Curtis Smith. We got our main peoples here. Unholy Alliance member, Noah Tiddell in the building, the professor, as we call him.
Yeah, man.
We got Jerry Bowie, we got ATL Leo, we got Michael Walker. Not that Michael Walker, but the other Michael Walker. We got Tel Sports and Gaming, CK22, Murgod 777s, Atlanta Nation. We got Moset 3, Smooth C78, Reggie C2K, Steph Model TV. Like I said, also Rakondo, a real Falcon fan. Y'all make sure y'all go over there and support him, as well as The Smoke, Isaac Crimes, Rodney Brown, Robert Ponder, Ephraim Jones. That's one of our, especially one of my main OG subscribers. He one of my first subscribers. Exactly. And we're going to do a couple more. Jamal Grant, he already coming in with the Friday Night Madness mentality.
I need to see some sexiness in there, man. Like, ladies, say something. Good God. There's too many hard legs up here. But what are ladies at? Good God.
No, they ain't.
Some
titties.
No, I want to go there for.
Yeah, you got a show on.
But
But what's going on, man? Mike, what you got for us today, man? What you got for us?
I kind of want to do a little bit of a shout out to a video that I saw earlier. I told you guys that and excuse me, I'm still kind of, getting over cold. It's bad having little kids around. The little buggers, they do some of everything. They slob all over you and all types of stuff. But again, slob on my dog, like corn
on a car. Check it with me and do your job. Lay it in and give me head. Don't have to ask, don't have to beg.
But yeah, we did I actually saw a video, so shout out to the people at what the hell? Yeah, the people at Locked On Atlanta. I think that's the name of it. But John Chuckery he did a video that I kind of had an issue with. I don't have an issue with the Falcons, saying that the Falcons' offensive line suck. If you're going to make a statement such as that, we got to go in depth. And like that's the whole issue with, for me personally, we got to go in depth. And again, shout out to the guys that locked on Atlanta. But the Atlanta Falcons offensive line isn't good. So according to his video, and just let me know if you guys have seen the video over there. Again, just tell her, give us a shout out, give him a shout out. But I had an issue. I got a real issue when we just come out and make bland statements like the offensive line sucks. I mean, did you see our running back core? Did you see our wide receivers? I mean, Zacchaeus was starting wide. All right? Zacchaeus. Tajay Shaw. Christian Blake, a.k.a. Young Thug. That's who you talking about?
Oh, yeah.
These guys were our wide receivers. So my thing, I like to go in depth when it comes down to making statements. You just can't come out and say, all right, the offensive line sucks. That's it. The offensive line sucks. They ain't very good. Well, how the hell can you be very good when you have those receivers who's incapable of getting off the block? You feel me? So, like I said, what is your thoughts on that? I think it's a bland statement. And we talk about, an offensive lineman that didn't give up one sack last year. And Chris Lindstrom, you had, obviously you had Jake Matthews. He got the extension and well-deserved extension, and then it's a toss-up. I wouldn't say that, Matt Hennessy was absolutely terrible. He was very good in the run game. Mayfield was very good in the run game. Caleb McGill was very good in the run game, but they all struggled with consistency in the passing game. So it's so much to go into it to just say the offensive line sucked. And that's my issue. You got to go in depth and just, all right, we're just going to say they suck and that's it. What are your thoughts on that, K-Style?
Man. Yeah, like I said, I think that's one of the things we have to kind of look at as far as when people start putting these points out here that they leave bland statements to where it's like, okay, what the hell do you really mean? It's like saying something but not knowing what the hell you talking about at the same time.
Right.
Yeah, for me, as far as the offensive line, yes. Like I said, they were pretty inconsistent as far as on a game-to-game basis. Like you said, it was still the running game lacked. Like I said, the middle of the field was the middle of the offensive line, particularly Matt Hennessy, Drew Dahlman, and like you said, Jalen Mayfield, who really has to work on pass protection. He had to work on his ability to block in the passing game as well. Allowed a lot of pressure up that middle.
Yeah.
But as you said beforehand, if your wide receiver, like I said, and that's one part of the game. The other part of the game as well is if your wide receivers can't get off of jams, that they can't really give a quick open target for the quarterback. Quarterback has to hold the ball for another half a second.
Right.
And as we know in the NFL, you hold the ball for a half a second.
Yeah. 2.5 seconds, you got to get that ball out of there. 3 seconds is way too long.
Mm-hmm. And it's so crazy because it's like when you actually look at the whole totality of it, it's a combination of just failure. But you got 7 wins out of this team, which is 3 more than what most people gave them.
Yeah.
That's we can say But we could say, well, the teams they played against weren't that great. But the Falcons have had a history of playing bad against bad teams and playing good against good teams. Or the last few years is playing bad against good teams and playing absolute worse against bad teams. Excuse me. The water usually hits like that. Burping like a mother. But yeah, so when you have a quarterback whose whole game is to try to get the ball out as quick as possible, but not having the ability to get the ball quick as possible because you don't have the guys that can get the release off quick off the line of scrimmage. Then you also have a middle of the offensive line that's really still learning. Because even though Matt Hennessy, this was his second year. This was a first-year starter. This is his first year as a starter. He wasn't, like I said, he wasn't a first-round pick for a reason. He wasn't no second-round pick for a reason. Drew Dahlman is the same thing. Jalen Mayfield playing a brand-new position. Like you said, Chris Lindstrom and Jay Matthews were the real consistency on this offensive line. But as we know what offensive line is, you got the gel in order for it to get better. That's what it comes down to. Hell, even that 2000, that Super Bowl winning team, that Super Bowl Falcon team, 2016-17 team, that offensive line wasn't great.
Pretty bad. They gave up a lot of sacks and a lot of hits that year. That's something that people don't realize. But look at Cincinnati. Like they gave up the most sacks and hits for a quarterback in the league. Right. They still made it to the Super Bowl. They had a shot to even win it.
But the one thing about that offensive line was they knew they could run the ball.
Yeah. Yep.
That was it.
Running game will save you. Running game will save you a lot of time.
That's all I gotta say on that, man. I don't know if you had a part 2 to that or not.
No, that's pretty much it. I think people kind of know my thoughts on that. I don't like to make bland statements and just say, "Oh, you freaking awful." It's like having a coach, being a coach, and you just said, "No, kids, you suck." Well, tell me what I suck at, what I need to get better at, what I need to do to help the team. Yeah. Because if let's just say you the Hawks, let's just use the Lakers, for example. I think everybody can identify with the Lakers. Lakers don't have any shooters. They got everybody who can, drive to the basket, but they don't have a lot of shooters. They don't have a Kyle Korver. They don't have a Steph. They don't have a Herter. They don't have any of those types of guys. So you need to put guys that are around that could be an asset to LeBron and Westbrook. Because LeBron and Westbrook, those guys aren't very consistent with their three-point shooting. So at the end of the day, you got to tell people what they're bad at or what they need to improve and just say, all right, this is how, all right, we're bad, but how can we improve? How can this team get improved? Now, all I hear is from a lot of people, you just want to talk about how bad they are. And then you just, your answer to everything is to say, we need to just draft another guy in the first round and he'll take care of all the issues. Not that we need to, we're going to draft this guy. We're going to sign this guy. What about the play caller? Are you going to run more outside, inside? Are you going to run more screens? Are you going to be more physical? Are you going to have wide receivers who can run those end arounds, who play like Tariq? In this case, the Falcons, where we have a bunch of big receivers. So you got to be more specific when we talk about, how this team is getting better. Everybody want to make just Everybody just want to make these statements. Oh, you just suck, but they don't want to go in detail. And I know why, because they have no fucking clue on how to improve shit. Everybody can say you suck, but nobody can do it themselves. They have no idea on what to do.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, here's a certain comment here. Let me see where is it? This kind of gonna be like a lead up type of thing. It's by the same guy, but he pretty much saying this roster ain't it. Next year will be better. Let me tell you something, bro. Majority of this roster is gonna be here next year. So your eyes, they gonna suck again next year. So, hey, Mike, do you have to bring up the the dictionary on their asses?
We can't. Should I do it? Should I do it?
Nah, don't even do it. And then
I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna just say this, and I like Brandon. What's your purpose of saying that? Because obviously you have a purpose of saying that. Nobody just say, "Oh, this roster ain't it." Well, how can this roster be it? Do you have a clue on how to do it? It's Friday Night Madness, all right? So you may just get your chance to come on and tell us how we should fix the team. Since Mike and K Style, we don't know what the hell what we talking about.
We always hear we don't know shit. We
don't know nothing about nothing. So we enlighten us, oh great one. Enlighten us. Wait,
say. Tell. So says he the great one. We got to go 1-on-1 with the great one.
1-on-1 with the great one. Yes, please.
But here's the thing. But here's the thing. Though. Here's the thing. You do know there's a such thing as parity, so it's usually the teams that you think suck play better than you expect, and then there's teams that you think that will be good that absolutely suck that season.
I don't know nothing. Stop being sensitive. No, you stop being stupid. Okay? Just stop being fucking stupid. If you don't know nothing, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, cause the thing is we don't know if this team is gonna be a 5-win team. Yeah, this team could shock us and win 9-10 games. Anything is possible.
Instead of putting facts or stats to the truth, we should change that motto and make it clear. Everybody hear us say this: we don't damn know. Maybe we should change the motto, like from facts and stats of the truth. That said, we don't damn know. We'll change that up, okay? Because obviously, people. My thing is if you go sit down and run your damn. Oh, well, I was about to say something else. If you don't run your mouth, at least have a clue on what you need to be doing. I'm calm. But I just hate all these people. Y'all want to say everything suck and this not gonna work and that's not gonna suck. Well, this just baloney.
He's saying y'all suck. I can't take nobody.
I already know he is. I made a video about this thing, so that's why he here.
Yeah, I'm about to say I can't take nobody damn serious talking about y'all sucking.
Baloney. Right.
I'm about to say keep that same energy week 1 because I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear no excuses. They got Honey Badger and damn Jarvis Landry. They think they going to the Super Bowl.
They think they going well, Mr. Crab Legs. You got Mr. Crab Legs. That was coming off a torn ACL and everything. Y'all swear y'all going to the Super Bowl. What, Pete Carmichael is the offensive coordinator. What plays he been calling?
I don't know. I have no clue. But
because I could have sworn Mr. Payton been calling plays for years. He got the big ass sheet in there, so.
But yeah, But yeah, he said y'all ain't got one Super Bowl. Yeah, I know we ain't got one Super Bowl, but y'all ain't been close since y'all ain't been close in
Man,
about
shut
13,
your ass
14
up. You
years.
didn't believe you gonna get that damn Super Bowl in. It took a damn onside kick for y'all to win shit. That's a damn fluke. Get out here with a damn onside kick and you up here talking shit like you blew somebody out. What the hell? Get out of here with that bullshit.
Talk about that same Super Bowl run that got their coach suspended for a whole season.
Yeah, come on, man. I've been talking shit like they blew somebody out 28-3 or something. And yes, I said 28-3. Bitch, that shit don't bother us no more, okay?
Hey man, I just say that below sea level mentality is creeping right back in this motherfucker.
Woo, whoa, you didn't have to go there. Wow, you didn't have to go there.
Oh man, below sea level mentality starting to creep in real quick because that's how you know. That's how you know football season is coming up real soon.
Oh yeah. That man said below sea level. I went. Ooh. Hey man, my whole girl considered from New Orleans, boy. I get her ass all the time. I love talking shit with y'all because y'all motherfuckers. Y'all, boy, I don't know what's in y'all head. Y'all think y'all better than.
Hey, look, I'll tell you like this. I'd rather talk, you know what, and as sad as this sounds, bro, I'd rather talk football with a Saints fan than majority of these so-called Falcon fans in Atlanta.
Oh,
and that's a damn shame.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a damn shame at that too. We got some great Falcon fans down here, but the majority of us ain't worth a damn.
Man, y'all done been to the damn. How many times y'all been to the damn NFC Championship and failed? Y'all up here talking about somebody failing. Y'all been in the playoff like 5 times in a row. 5 times in a row. The motherfucker, that first is the Minnesota Miracle. You shouldn't be embarrassed for that bullshit.
Look, the most exciting thing that most Falcon fans were talking about last year, and I'm not talking about everybody watching the show, but I'm talking about the average ones, was the girl getting caught smoking the blunt at the stadium during the first game.
Yeah. That was funny. That was hilarious.
That was funny though. But yeah, but like you said, this new era, like I said, we finna really see this thing kick off in a good little thing. As we saw the schedule, and we kind of talked about it last night as far as the Falcon schedule. Hey, I'm just ready for it to kick it off week 1. All I gotta say to Baloney, keep that same energy, bro. He said we finna play a real football team week 1. Let's keep that same energy. I don't want to hear anything about week 1. Y'all already Super Bowl bound. Keep it. So, you want to go ahead and talk about the the brand new toy and the brand new toy. We got a brand. Hey, Cameron Christie, you just came in the nick of time. We about to talk about that brand new toy the Falcons just acquired today. Who am I talking about? We talking about Brian Edwards. Now, are there some people in here that knows what they're getting in Brian Edwards? I want y'all to throw some 6s. If you already know about what Brian Edwards will bring to the table, throw some 6s in the chat. Let me see. I'm waiting for some 6s. Okay, I see some 6 3s. I mean, that actually kind of correlates with it. Okay, Lonely Wolf said he knows about Brian. Okay, we got some 6s. We got some more 6s. Okay, all right, Mike. For those that might not know, why don't you go ahead and give them your take on Brian Edwards and what the Falcons gave up? Because remember, they gave up a 5th round pick and got a 7th round pick back. for this guy? Floor is yours, Mike.
This is an interesting pick. But again, I'm gonna say this. It's a song that I like to sing, and every time we're right. Yeah. I told you so. Falcons want these bigger wide receivers. I told you so. I think a lot of people knew that.
Mm-hmm.
I think they knew it though, the style of offense that this going, and guys like I actually had a question that someone left as an X-Man Mike question, so I guess I'll just do that on top of that right now. And it's whether or not Calvin Ridley will be back. And honestly, I don't think so, because you can see the style of wide receiver that these guys are going for at the current moment. Guys that are at least 6 feet, got to be at least 6 feet to even play in this. And I'm going to just say this, one of the main reasons why Zacchaeus is still with the team is because he has that blazing speed. And quite frankly, they need a veteran in that room. I mean, Kyle Pitts, until he gets there, Zacchaeus is going to be the elder statesman. Alden Tate, you got guys like Alden Tate, and you have Drake London. Those guys some big physical receivers. And then when you add Braylon Edwards, good God. That's the first thing I saw when I said Braylon Edwards. Like, that's still Brian. But Brian Edwards. And I don't think nobody will remember Braylon Edwards don't want him on nowhere near this team. But Brian Edwards is a physical receiver, and it goes into what the Atlanta Falcons want to do. They want to be more physical, and one of the main reasons why, myself and Jude, we were pretty much high on Drake London is because the Falcons had a lot of issues getting off a bump and run coverage. And Saints fans, I know you guys can attest to this, as well as Baltimore, but the Bucks, you do a lot of pressing. They do a lot of pressing. And that was one of the main issues when we played Philadelphia, is that we couldn't get off the snap. So they would send the house, they would send 5 or 6 guys blitzing, but our receivers couldn't get off the line of scrimmage. So it's like they got there. So when you get a Brian Edwards, one of those guys, like what I see from him, physicality. That's what I see when I see him. Physicality. He's not afraid of contact. And that's what we need with this team when we talk about physicality. Football at the end of the day is moving another guy against his will. Physically dominate the guy to the point where he does not want to continue. You remember that face that Jalen Mayfield made on the sideline where he was just getting dominated by Ndamukong Suh and Vita Vea after that game? Like, he was getting worked. He went to the sideline, and I believe it was him, but he went to the sideline, bro. He looked like he want to play football no more. He looked like he was
that was Philadelphia. That was
Philadelphia. Like, yeah, he got worked by Fletcher Cox and old dude. Like, he got worked. So, like, that's where the Falcons are going when they want to physically dominate. And one more thing is that what I like about this is going to force the Saints, force the Panthers, force the Bucks to upgrade their corners, because you can't play these guys, these big receivers, with these little small DBs. You're going to have to invest in DBs. So, in essence, the Falcons might force them to spend money, and it's going to, take away from the trenches. Because you got to match up with these guys. You can't put a 5'11" corner on a Kyle Pitts and Drake London and Alden Tate and now Brian Edwards. That's going to be hard to match up with.
But we got this. We got a $2 super chat. From Lonely Wolf. He said we getting those bodies to go play with the Hawks. I mean, yeah, these some big bodies here. But that's all you had. That's all you had on Brian Edwards.
Yeah, on
Okay.
Brian. Yeah.
Okay, so now y'all about to get the K Styles version of what I see and what this move kind of means. Now, of all these big wide receivers we do have, all of them ain't gonna be on this damn team. Now, from what I seen with Brian Edwards, I'm taking the size out of it. I'm going straight for what I've seen as far as how his game is. If we look at what this offense wants to run with its wide receivers, they want to run dig routes. They want to run slants. And they want to run them comeback routes. And Brian Edwards is definitely one of the, like, this is a legit number 2 receiver for this type of offense. Because if y'all pay attention and watch how he cuts into those digs, you'll see why. And the thing about it is, it's not a lot of wasted motion in where he's trying to get into his spot. He's going to get into his spot. He's going to fight through a lot of stuff. He's going to fight through contact to get to his spot. And that's the type of mentality that Arthur Smith wants in his wide receivers. So, like I said, even though you got a Kadero Hodge, Alton Tate, like you said, they're in competition right now because they try to see, okay, who's going to be on this damn team. And then the one thing we also have to realize as well is with Drake London can play in the slot. We forget about that as well.
Oh yeah, he's a problem in that slot, boy.
He can play. He played it because he plays in the slot. I think they said it was like at USC he was in the slot like maybe 15-20% of the time. So and like I said, Brian Edwards may be the best block. And like by the Falcons acquiring Brian Edwards right now, he is essentially the best blocking wide receiver we have on the team. So I want y'all to go and look at some Brian Edwards stuff. Like I said, you gonna see how he runs his routes.
Yeah, please tell us what it looks like.
In the intermediate game, he's the perfect fit.
He needs a variety of receivers to run those routes because what you don't want to do is like with that style of play calling and this style of football, the natural wear and tear on the body is going to be kind of difficult. And you need receivers that's going to be able to withstand that grind during the season because it's like I said, you're going to see a lot of dig routes, you're going to see a lot of crossing routes. A lot of slants in this offense.
Right. Oh, and you just realized, I just realized something. Brian Edwards has experience playing with a Kyle Pitts type tight end.
Oh yeah, baby.
Y'all forget it. Y'all got to put that into account. Like I said, I want y'all to put that into account. Because Darren Waller and Kyle Pitts are almost the same. Kyle Pitts hasn't earned that reputation. Well, he's kind of earned the reputation already, but as far as experience, he hasn't gotten to Darren Waller yet. But Brian Edwards, he has experience playing with that type of tight end like Kyle Pitts, so he can also be an asset to help Kyle Pitts get better. Like the way that they're setting this offense up right now, Kyle Pitts doesn't have to get 1,000 yards every season. The way they're setting it up. The main thing that they're trying to do is they're trying to get red zone targets. Keyword, red zone targets.
Make it a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be physical in that. You gotta be physically dominating. Once you get in there, you gotta be physically dominating.
Right. Because I'm gonna say this right here, and like I said, this ain't no disrespect or no shot to anybody. But if you actually pay attention to the way Julio plays,
oh God,
Julio is really a speed receiver that's just big as hell.
Yeah,
that's why a lot of Julio Jones's touchdowns weren't in the red zone, because he wasn't really a red zone target type of wide receiver.
he was an athletic freak.
He's an athletic freak, but in the red zone, he's and I had to come to grips in reality with that as well. Even though I done been defending that shit for years, but like going back look at it, yeah, he's not really a red zone threat. But like I said, Kyle Pitts only had one touchdown, so they're trying to put guys around him. Think about it. You got Kyle Pitts. Think about the wide receiving core last year. You had, besides Kyle Pitts, you had Christian Blake, Olamide Zaccheaus, Russell Gage, Tajay Sharp. Who's the big? Who's scared of the other four in any situation?
Yeah, that's how they was able to, sit on the running game. Also, all the running backs would have to do with just, the linebackers would have to do. All they do is fill a gap. You stop them, but once you got a Kyle Pitts and a Drake London on the outside, like Drake can win those one-on-ones, but just by him being physical and throwing the ball up.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at these guys, even from Alden Tate, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Braylon. I'm gonna keep saying that. I know I'm gonna keep saying that. But Brian, 4 guys that, if you look at the highlights, most of their catches have come with them going up and go getting it.
Mm-hmm. It's a mindset. It's a mindset, bro. And like I said, it's not always them letting the ball come and hit them. They're going to get the ball. And we have a $4.99 super chat. ATL Joe, appreciate it. Appreciate the $4.99. He said, get ready for a lot of RPO and one-on-one jump balls. Tons of play action and deep threat reads. On play action with emphasis on if you don't see it, run it, rise up. Hey, we definitely appreciate that.
The RPO has more to do with the quarterback rather than the actual receiver. So it's like RPO really isn't. It's RPO, but the RPO isn't necessarily the routes. The routes are just slant routes. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what a RPO. You just run slants from different types of, sets and whatnot. You have 2-3 guys, in a bunch. Mm-hmm. But like the RPO is basically just, all right, if the quarterback look at this and he look at that, they putting the safety, but the RPO is nothing more than a West Coast system. That's it. You just running slants. So when I hear people talk about the new RPO is just hot reads. At the end of the day, it's just hot reads. That's all it is. It's nothing new. It's just a different. Everybody like they just try to build everything up and like it's brand new. I even saw a video earlier talking about, can Desmond Ridder fit? Can he play against new defenses? Like what fucking new defenses? Defenses ain't new. There's nothing about defense is new. Ain't no concepts. The concepts of defense have never changed. The only thing that changed is guys are just more athletic. That's it.
Yeah, I'm about to say the speed of the game is really the biggest difference between college and the NFL. All concepts are pretty much the same.
Yeah.
But we got another $2 super chat from the Lonely Wolf. He said, imagine if we kept Matt and had these wide receivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you give him big targets, you give that wide open radius, that catch radius. Hey, man, it'd have been a whole lot better than what we saw last year. We just gonna say that right now.
That's for sure.
But yeah, I know somebody was saying,
but yeah, we will see a lot of RPO. We will see a lot of that for sure.
Mm-hmm. And then, like I said, the main thing is I put a video out on this, I think, last week, and that's why I said one of the two most underrated guys fit for this offense. The people are already talking about one, but the other one that they're not talking about is Tyler Algier and John Fitzpatrick. These two are going to be major for this offense. Major. Trust me.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me. Your tight end 2 is gotta be a guy that's be able to block and be a zone breaker. You need a running back that has a mental toughness with him. They calling him Psycho T already. So yeah.
Oh boy, I like that.
And William Amy here said we have a tough schedule, no sweet walk. Hey, that's exactly how I want it. Because guess what? If they win a certain amount of games. Now the people that's talking about that they look like they 2-15 this year. 4-13. That crowd gonna be mad as hell. You play the best of the best.
I mean, that's how you're gonna get better, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Right. If you scared of a tough schedule as a fan, hence why you always say, well, if we're gonna win 5 games at max, or we're gonna win 2 games. Okay, even if that happens, I'm not finna put words into it. I'm gonna see how the damn season plays out. And if they end up winning only 5 games, fuck it, they only win 5 games. If they win 6 games, fuck it, they win 6 games.
Absolutely.
But I'm not finna speak it into existence. That's not what I do.
If you're looking for some people to sit up here and talk about how bad we are, you got us. You got me.
Mm-hmm. We playing against all the good defense. We playing against a lot of good defensive teams this year. We ain't got no excuses.
But I don't think people realize when you talk about being physically dominant, like over the course of the game, you keep having to deal with them big bodies, bro. Like that takes a toll on you.
Right.
It really does.
And And Ju said it best here. This team is going to get battle tested this year.
Oh yeah.
That's how you find that. This is how you find out who's going to be on your team for the next 3 years. Is playing a tough schedule like this and who's ready to step the fuck up. Yes, I said it like that. You going to have to step your ass up to the challenge.
I mean, we under the assumption that a lot of these teams are going to be the same team.
Exactly.
We under the impression that San Francisco is going to be the same team. Like, they don't really even believe in Jimmy Garoppolo.
Mm-hmm. Like CD2 Raw here said, schedule's not. None of these teams play yet. They all might be trash.
Right.
Exactly.
A lot of these teams can take a step backwards.
Hey man, shit. Oh yeah, hold on. Look. We got the residential.
I see it. I see it.
Hey, we appreciate him coming back in. I ain't
Well,
seen
you
him
need to
in a
take
while.
that damn. You need to change your damn profile picture. That shit. Get that goofy shit on nowhere. Take it out. He gone, bro. He ain't coming back. Okay.
He gone.
He gone.
I was about to say, boy, better not speak too highly on that. I don't know, Drake. Hey, he might try to hold Drake. Drake might throw his ass up off of him. I'm just saying that he be calling somebody else daddy. He don't be calling his own damn daddy. Talking about why he throw me away like that? Why he don't love me like that?
Why he don't love me? Man up here bragging off some damn Atlanta boy.
I told you, since they got Jarvis Landry and Tyrann Mathieu, they think they gonna win the Super Bowl this year.
Got cut by the the damn Browns. Not the Browns, but
the Browns, yeah.
Yeah, it was the Browns. I was thinking about the dude for Miami, the other slot receiver.
Hey. Oh no. But yeah, it's gonna be. But week 1 is gonna be so damn fun. It's just kind of weird that you would start off a season with your most hated rival. I don't know who the fuck thought of that. That's kind of weird.
It is weird. I'm guessing that they try to come out with it. I don't know what they try to come with. I'm
gonna ask everybody a question. Cause I'm looking at a lot of these schedules. Like everybody's getting started off with the most heated division rival. That shit is funny. It's funny as hell to me because I don't see it too. We don't see it too often.
No, maybe the second game. I remember.
Maybe second game. Hey, tell Joe with the 199 suit.
They probably got posters all around New Orleans or something. That's probably why they ain't forgot. Because I don't know how you think the Saints gonna be the same team without him as head coach. You got to be bugging, bro.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. You got to see if that defense can keep up that intensity, can keep up their play. Because if that defense dipped just one little bit, they ain't nothing to be scared of. That team goes by its defense.
That man said, "Get your hate out your heart." Man, you get the fuck out of here. Fuck, I gotta live about New Orleans. The fuck.
Because it's gonna be interesting on how that quarterback competition gonna be down in New Orleans. I know everybody's thinking that Jameis Winston is gonna be the pencil starter, but it's gonna be fucked up if they end up with Andy Dalton starting down there in New Orleans. That's gonna be some funny ass shit.
Boy, I forgot about that.
The red rocket. The red rocket
in New Orleans.
The Red Rocket gonna be the starter down there in New Orleans. Boy, they gonna fucking riot down there. Hey, look. Hey, we thought you thought Atlanta, you thought some of the Atlanta fan base rioted that they didn't get Malik Willis or Deshaun Watson. Can you imagine down in New Orleans the Red Rocket starting over
The
James
Red
Winston?
Rocket. Hell no. The Red Rocket. What? They know where the hell I am.
Well, they're gonna be leaning on that defense so much, bro. They ain't got no damn choice. Keyshawn J with the $2 super chat said the Saints are fighting a rebuild. They hurting too.
I mean, they gonna have to at some point. They gonna have to. They can't keep thinking that they gonna win the Super Bowl. Like, come on, bro. Them players are getting older and older, especially the defense on the defense side of the ball.
Exactly. They called him the Red Rifle. I thought it was the Red Rocket. Whatever the hell he is,
They ain't no better.
Exactly.
The Red Rifle.
So, you know, rifles jam too now, so
they do. The Red Rifle.
But let's see. I guess we'll go ahead and go into the next one for a few minutes. I know we've been all kind of calling this one, been waiting to see if this was going to happen. But how did you feel about Kendall Sheffield finally getting cut from the Atlanta Falcons? And Post Malone as well, he got cut too.
Boy.
But before you do, we got a couple super chats here. We got Coach Will Talk Sports with the $5 super chat. Said, do the Saints remember Dennis Allen was once a head coach in Oakland and he wasn't good?
He was with us, okay? He was with us first. Let's get that right. Y'all got our leftovers.
And Keyshawn J here said, hurting Terry gone, my bad, not too. Hell no.
Wow.
Said they hurting Terry Fontenot is not there. And they call him the Red Rifle BB gun.
Red Rifle. The hell?
Red Rifle, Red Rocket. CD2 Ross said, who's Post Malone? If y'all remember last year, I said Ryan Decker, he looked like Post Malone without the tattoos. So that's why I call him Post Malone. But Kendall Sheffield, I think this was just they was just waiting to see what they was out there in the market, man. It was just the Noah called him the red staple gun. Damn, a staple gun. He's the red staple. He's the red staple remover.
Wow.
It ain't worth a damn. At least a staple gun costs about $10. A staple remover costs about 75 cents. But as we kind of know with Kendall Sheffield, it was just about that time, man. Just couldn't stay on the field. They was high on him for his speed, and he played not scared, but it's just one of those things where we say the best ability is availability, and he just wasn't available.
Right.
So why am I gonna keep that's like a regular job. Why am I gonna keep somebody that's late all the time, or why am I gonna keep somebody that's always calling out of work? You ain't helping me none. Why am I gonna keep you? And like you said, especially with Darren Hall the way he played last year, Avery Williams, he was okay. He can get better, but he wasn't the worst corner we had. He wasn't on the Chavis Jackson side of the game.
Ooh, no.
But It doesn't surprise me at all, man. It's like I said, you get hurt too much. The one thing about this regime is if your ass got an injury history, your ass is out of here. And Marlon Davidson, he's hanging on threads and needles right now, his damn self. They call him the red rubber band.
Rubber band, man. The red rubber band.
So what's your take on that, Mike? Ryan Decker, I'm not surprised. They already had too many tight ends. You can't have about 5 tight ends and 17 receivers. You can't have 9 tight ends and 15 wide receivers. It ain't gonna work.
Right. I'm gonna take a slightly different angle on this releasing. It just goes into what we was talking about, as it pertains to football players and combine players. Football players and combine players. Football players and combine players. Well, that's what he was. That's what Tommy Dimitrov sought after. Guys that were just athletically gifted. You go back to Desmond Trufant. You go to Robert Alford. Robert Alford was physically gifted. He ran, pretty good at combines. His combine numbers was through the roof. Peter Cons, he was another guy who was, he tested well in combine as far as his athleticism is concerned. And that's the same thing with Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones. Julio Jones is one of the ones that actually, he turned out well, but they going after football players now.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what this signifies to me. The dude, like you said, outside of the injuries, just like you would have never thought this motherfucker ran a 4.3 months and he goddamn getting burned and toasted. Getting toasted by goddamn tight ends and shit. Like,
we talking about. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I got it on here. Nope, I ain't got it on here. I'm about to say, powdered toast, man.
Bro, this dude's forever on the ground or falling. Okay.
Hold on.
He tested with everything.
Hold on, y'all. We're gonna do some magic here right quick. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we're gonna do a little magic. So if you see the screen change for a second, forgive me. Boom. Powdered toast, man.
But that's exactly it. As we're talking about, like, this regime is more so into football players rather than these guys that test well in the combine. Like, you can have good numbers, but if you're not a good football player, it's what's the purpose? Again, outside of what you were saying about his injuries, the dude was just like you could use Kendall Sheffield, put him on, ice for a bit, and then play him towards the end of the year, when everybody's tired, and then come out if he was actually good. But him being bad at what he, bad at his job, like, you just fast for no damn reason.
Right. He just, like I said, it went from he was going to be in this. He was initially supposed to be the slot corner. Found out he couldn't cover worth a lick. Then he got hurt, and then they put him on special teams. But we got a $10 super sticker from Extreme X. $10. We definitely appreciate that, man. And Keyshawn J came here also with a $2 super chat. $2. Said, how do we feel about Ridley? Who the hell is that?
Who?
Who is that? Oh, you talking about Stepping Stone Ridley, Stepping Stone Stacy Ridley.
Ooh.
That's what you talking about?
Yeah, I think so. That they gotta be. Because I don't know though. Really.
Yeah, Yeah, they're prepared. They're preparing for him. He's not really in their plans in the future. And I think even before he got busted, I don't think he was in their plans for the future anyway. As you already knew, he was already on the way out with a trade, but because of the gambling shit,
they had a deal with Philadelphia, but they, took it back because they didn't really want to, take their picks and not knowing they can't, they won't be able to play them for an entire year. So they just did it in good faith.
And then here, Drew True Statement here says Sheffield was a dog in college. I don't know what happened when he got to the NFL. Let me say it like this, and I'm gonna put the realization on here, and this is the same thing we say about Jeff Okudah. The reason why they were dogs in college was because of one thing. Who is that one thing I'm talking about?
That guy,
Chase Young. Chase Young made it easy for him. And it shows.
Man, trust me, Georgia knows all about having dominant defensive linemen in the front seven that makes the secondary look so much better.
Right.
That's why Georgia can, risk, playing a lot of young DBs because they know their front seven gonna be on point.
Yeah, because most of their experienced guys are gonna be in their front seven. Did anybody remember that Jeff Okudah was still in this league? Remember he was supposed to be the next all-pro corner in this league.
Boy, they had him being like
they had him on the Deion Sanders level.
Yeah,
of corners. And most people don't even know this motherfucker's still in the league. But Extreme X came with another $5 super sticker. We definitely appreciate that over here. I'm gonna go ahead and answer this one last question before we get to the main event tonight. So he said, based on the tape you watched, he said, what are some weaknesses y'all see in Drake's game and some things he can improve on? Definitely what he can improve on is the crispness of his routes. I mean, like I said, yeah, remember he a big dude, so like I said, it's not gonna come natural for him with that. See, but the thing is, right now he can win just on size and athleticism right now. So the crispness of making those cuts a lot smoother is something that he can work on. But outside of that, there really ain't nothing else he can do, bro. He had Keydon Slovis throwing him the football in college.
Say that name again.
Keydon Slovis throwing him the football in college.
I don't know what his mama was on, bro. Keydon Slovis. Jesus.
Keydon Slovis. That's all you need to know. And like I said, that's all you need to know. He got Keydon Slovis throwing him the football. That's all you need to know.
Well, Drake, in my opinion, he needs to worry about one thing. Don't try to fight too much. Because in the NFL, continuously fighting when it's a dead issue, you're gonna end up like Rob Gronkowski. Like Rob Gronkowski, his body's just he's done. Physically, he can't done. That's why it's like he's only coming back just to get those checks. That's really it. Like his body is done. Like he had to do a whole physical like he had a physical makeup because like he had a ton of injuries, his back, knees, all types of stuff. So for me, when you're that type of big receiver, you can make your presence felt without actually trying to continuously fight for yards, unnecessary yards. You know what I mean? Get the first down You know what I'm saying? Like understand when the play is over and don't try to do too much. I've seen in college where guys are diving at his knees and like I said, I like that. But NFL, you got guys like Keanu O'Neal, bro. Like you keep on doing that shit, Keanu gonna come flying at your ass like a damn missile. So learn when and when not to fight. That's one thing that even more done. Go ahead.
I was about to say pick your battles.
Pick your battles. That's what More Dunn used to try to get through Devontae Freeman head. Like know when to get your ass out of bounds and live to fight another day. So that's my thing that I see for Drake. He's a little bit too confident in his physicality, but yeah, you gotta understand, get your ass out of bounds. Like fight for those first downs. But when you know that like chances are your ass is gonna get knocked the fuck out or hit, right out of bounds.
Like I said, if it's 1st and 10 and you got a 6-yard gain and you see motherfuckers around you, just go down.
Just right. That's it.
Because you got 2nd and 4. Like I said, that's the thing. The thing is you have, like you said, you have to pick your battles. Now, if you got a little itty bitty midget corner that you feel like you can run over, you can do that.
Right.
But don't be trying to go against these linebackers, bro. Because
sir.
That's how. Block off. Look, your name is already Drake, and these women are already drooling over Drake. These women are already drooling over Drake London as it is already. They gonna be ready.
Play one game.
These dudes ready to knock they block off. But the main event for tonight is. We got the chat open tonight.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and let y'all hit this chat up and speak your mind on what you felt about this trade, what you feel about the schedule, how the Falcons are going to fare up. The chat line is open for y'all to hit it up. All right. Who you got here? As y'all already okay, Alice done changed the name this time. He didn't change the name this time. I guess it ain't Chief Sucks no more. What's going on, Alex?
What's good, K Styles? What's good, guys?
Hey, not much, man. Not much. Hey, explain to the people why you going with Nick the G this time.
Because we done signed Nick the G.
Oh my God. Who is Nick the G?
He's a gangster.
I don't know how the hell you feel the name. I'll pronounce the name. So you try to do it.
His name ain't Nick K. He's Nick the G. That's what we call him now.
Because he can't say because you can't say his last name, so that's why we call him the G, right?
I know I'm so good. I'm not even gonna try.
I knew how to say it at one point, but I don't know how to say it now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But Alex, what you got? What's your take on what's the news been going on today as far as Falcons? What's your take on that, man?
Oh, geez. Okay. So first of all, might as well start with the Nick K news. First of all, some people are against it because they think it's overcrowding. They're worried about Dion. They're worried about Mykal Walker and stuff like that. And here's how I'm going to explain it. Okay. Rashad Evans has his pros and cons of being a linebacker. He really, and honestly, and I'm being real honest, Rashad Evans really shouldn't be playing zone coverage unless he's playing the deep middle. That's really plain blank simple. That man, unless it's in front of him, he's not really going to have a great job guarding people because that's just not really what he's best at. You keep him clean, you let him run, you let him do his thing. That's how you get the best results out of him. Nick the G, on the other hand, I done seen this man make a one-handed almost Odell Beckham Jr. like interception while trying to guard someone, but also reading the quarterback. And the wide receiver was behind him, went back, snatched the ball with one hand, and just hauled it in. And I've seen him make plays from zone coverage, playing cover 3, Tampa 2, probably cover 6. You can run, maybe even match quarters. And this dude, by the way, ran a 4.7, but was also a former safety like Deion Jones. And how Nick the G wins isn't with speed or isn't with strength, but he wins with his intelligence. Like in zone coverage, you won't really look him off that or have success looking him off because he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna drop and cover whoever's in my area and not really go based off what you're doing with your eyes. And he's really good at doing it. I don't think he's gonna be falling out of play on play action that much. I think that he can really just about do what you ask him to do and be a good linebacker. It's like we're the point where if you're a quarterback and you're throwing against our cover 3 or cover 2 or whatever, you're gonna have to be careful if you have a wide receiver that you think is open because you think that that little hole between the corner and the linebacker you can fit it through. With Nick the G, that might not be a safe throw. So like I like that pickup. So.
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on? Hold on, Mar. Wait, what's your take on? What's your thoughts on what's going on today? The news that
well, what you talking about with the new wide receiver or just in general?
Just in general, man. Let's give us your thoughts on what you're feeling so far.
Well, first off, man, I'm excited because for one, I got a chance to see that press conference after rookie camp started, and I was seeing how the guys are doing. I was listening to how committed they were. Like it's like some of the guys are already bought in to the idea that like they come here to win. And Drake London, man, I gotta say, Drake London mentally, he's already a beast. Dude he's like, look, I want to win a Super Bowl. That's what I'm here to do. And I stand on what I say. And I can't be mad at him for that. But also, I'm just excited to see how the NFL, how the teams are going to deal with the Falcons with all the weapons and the new things that we got. Because it's a lot of junk talk going around talking about how we going to, lose games and all this kind of stuff. So, I'm excited, very excited.
Okay. Extreme X, man, what's going on, man?
What's up, man?
Hey, let us know how you feeling right now.
Whoa.
History.
So even come on with a name like Extreme X talking about I need to hear some yelling, some energy or something. What we calling on Extreme X to you? That's it, bro.
Hey, he chilling,
sound like
man.
Kenny Matabo with that low energy, bro. He sound like Shaq with that low energy.
You see that man in the back? You see that man in the back?
There we go.
You see that man in the back?
There you go. I hear you, man. I hear you. Extreme X, man.
See that man in the back?
I see him back there. I got that same poster too, man. Hey.
We don't fuck around.
Exactly. The real X. What's going on, man? How you feeling, man? How
you feel
about this?
We don't, that's right. Hey, I trust the process.
Hey, I'm about to say, if somebody got the TV now, they can cut that TV down a little bit. TV, radio.
I trust the process. I trust the process, man. I'm digging this. I'm digging this USC this USC wide receiver. I just don't hope he don't be no pretty boy like damn Reggie Bush. He break a toenail and he out for damn weeks and shit. I don't want that to happen. You know how these soft USC cats are.
Oh man.
That's the extreme I need right there.
You know what I'm saying? you know that. You know that. But I trust the process. But I do wish they should have went a little more defense. But I trust the process.
You trust the process. Yeah, I'm about to say from the way that I seen him play and hold on, let me put this up here because somebody actually put some numbers up here. Where was it? Gobert put this number up from Keydon Slovis last year, who was his quarterback. Look at those numbers.
Man, Keydon Slovis. Like, look.
AKA Cleo.
Slovis. I mean, come on, man.
His name. They could have called him Rufus, and I'd have been a lot better.
You ain't lying, man. Call it Tagovailoa. And I mean, Tagovailoa can throw a damn ball. I mean, hell.
That man's name is Cleophas.
That's just like
wrong with that.
That's just like what's my man with throwing the to Kevin Johnson when he was at Tech? Hell, he was like 5'9". You got a 6'5" receiver here. Yeah, you gonna have 3,000 damn yards.
Don't remind me. Reggie Ball was terrible.
Yeah, get that nigga, please.
Reggie Ball was hot garbage. Hold on, I'm finna look at some names up. Yeah, let me look at some of these quarterback names up that was throwing him the ball. Because we have to remember, like I said, if you actually look at the tape from Drake London and look at, and this is what Mike was talking about, that you need to pick your damn battles because this motherfucker is going to run through anything. This is the NFL. You can't run through anything. That's what got Devontae Freeman's ass hurt. Is Burfict still in the league? Oh hell no, boy! They about blackballed his ass up out the league. They banned him.
we need a cat like Burfict. Burfict can hit your mama on the sideline, nigga. She ain't even playing.
That shit will cost your ass 15 yards and a goddamn and money. Hey, look, I don't mind an enforcer, but that motherfucker wasn't an enforcer. That was a goon right there.
That nigga don't know what a whistle is, dude. Nigga, the play been blown dead 5 minutes ago. What the hell you doing? You don't know what a whistle is, man.
Exactly. Hey, Markeith, man, how you feeling, man? How you feeling about how they attacking this as far as with Brian Edwards?
Okay. Well, the Brian Edwards move. When I saw that news, I was like, for real? I actually like it. When I saw the details, man, we got the player and a draft pick, and all we gave up was a 5th. That was surprising to me. But that was basically a steal. So I like that move. So then also this team, gotta say, it's looking better. It's looking better right now. It's looking better.
Sweet.
We just gotta trust the process, fellas. We'll be okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We got Terry Thanos Fontenot doing all of this. So yeah, it's the end game right here.
Oh yeah. Also, kind of want to say, kind of got that feeling that in their first game against the Saints, man, I have a feeling that the Falcons defense gonna be real physical, man. They're gonna punch them in the mouth.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I had that because I'm getting that same vibe because the Dream started this season. Awesome.
Mark, this dude ain't working no more, bro. The Saints are dead.
I know. I'm just saying.
That dude ain't working no more, man. I mean, I don't know why everybody pumped them up like they them cats, man. Come on, let
Twitter tell it. Let
honestly,
Twitter tell it.
Honestly, we if we were aggressive enough, we should be beating the damn Saint. But this man, I don't know why they trip. I mean, all you gotta do is put a white girl in front of Kamara, and he'll be all right. He'll choke. You know what I'm saying? White girl and Put a white girl and some crab legs in front of this nigga over here.
Look, that was not sponsored by Bad Mike Sports. That was not sponsored.
Listen,
Am I lying,
I keep
Mike?
telling. Look, I keep telling people, Sean Payton. Sean Payton was New Orleans Saints, so that's the point. That's point blank. Like when he going, like what y'all gonna do? Y'all got 30 for 30, and y'all got the red wagon. I mean, what y'all gonna do? I'm not scared of none of that.
Man, what to be scared of? The secondary is fucking suspect, dude.
They on Twitter talking like they didn't already won the Super Bowl.
No.
Hey, yeah. I mean, nigga, please.
Sooner or later,
I can put up 100 yards on the Saints secondary with a unicycle juggling damn bowling balls. Man, come on, man.
Look, there was somebody on Twitter that said Atlanta Falcons got the best basketball team in the NFL. I just shook my head.
Oh my God.
There's your building it like that, boy. Well, we got.
One more thing about the Saints. Sooner or later, we ain't gonna fear them because eventually they gonna have to tear it all down. Eventually, they're gonna have to go on a rebuild. Because I don't know how they keep trying to free up so much money. I don't know how they do it.
All you gotta do is look, Jameis, throw me the ball. Throw me the ball. You ain't gotta have on the same jersey. You throw your damn ball.
Yeah.
Come on, man. They got Jameis back there. You scared of Jameis?
No, look at this. We got the great wall of receivers. Who gonna match up against them?
Exactly.
They're gonna put OZ out front as a decoy, and then all the other receivers gonna come on the field.
What's that? All the Saints secondary gonna do?
Come on, dude.
Bitch them on when they get beat.
Right.
Yeah.
They got grown men on the field. What we gonna do?
Yeah. These niggas can't even cover playing zone, dude. Hey, come on. They let somebody get in behind you, in front of you playing zone. Come on, dude.
Okay, let me ask you something.
Damn Saints, man.
Hey, hold on.
How many times?
Hold on. Hey, Ted, let's get Ted. Let's get Tev's take on that before you get that. Hold that question. We're gonna get Ted. Tev, you there?
I think he's
Wake up, Baba.
Yeah, y'all can hear me.
All right, what's going on, Tev? What? Hey, how you feeling about how the Falcons doing this thing right now? Even with the schedule, Brian Edwards, the news and camp. How you feeling right now?
I like the moves we're making. Yeah, we building for the future, but Arthur Smith building to win also too. I like.
Okay.
We just ain't gonna, roll over. We gonna fight in these games. I like the moves we making.
Okay.
You got it right.
Keyshawn, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
Hey, man, shit, nothing much. I know you've been listening to the show, man. Go give us your takes on how you feel, man.
Man, I love the new regime that Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith is installing. I feel like it's a breath of fresh air, man. Finally, with the Thomas Dimitrov, we had some years, bro. I know it's still gonna be hard going ahead, but at least we got direction that we're going. As far as the Saints, man, I've been watching Bleacher Report all day today. They've been all in our comments talking about they gonna blow us out this first game, this, that, and the other.
I told you, boy. They got their LSU boys back, boy. They
got
thinking they going
LSU
to the
boys,
Super Bowl. They thinking they going to the Super Bowl.
LSU boys.
They a little big head.
Fuck it.
Hey, we don't fall for that, damn. We don't fall.
No, we don't drink from that bowl.
Don't fall for that shit. That
voodoo ain't working no more, man. That voodoo shit ain't working no more.
First of all, they could barely. Well, look. First of all, they could barely handle CP by himself last season. How they gonna handle all the weapons we got now?
Yeah,
true, man.
Cause I about to say that's the one. That's why I said the one thing I noticed about how as physical as they secondary is, if the physicality don't work for them,
Please.
the flags come out like a motherfucker.
Correct.
That's all they
Oh
gonna
yeah,
do.
yeah.
James
That's
Winston
all.
make both of the teams look good. You know what I'm saying?
All you got to do is send some pressure his
Yeah,
way. He gonna be
That's
35
it.
or 35. Trust me,
he gonna
no,
make a
he
mistake.
fold every time under pressure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, y'all gonna
that's
turn
all
them
you
into
got to
Terry.
do.
Y'all gonna turn them into Terry Bradshaw.
And that's what it is. That's why when you got somebody like a Kamara, it takes the pressure off him. But Jameis Winston think he damn Joe Montana. So, nigga, okay, well throw me the damn ball. Just throw me the ball, and this is gonna happen. He gonna throw 2 kicks for the game off.
Oh, he gonna turn.
John Payton was his crutch. He ain't gonna be there no more.
Hey,
Yeah, he gonna be
he's gonna turn into Keydon Slovis. That's what's gonna happen.
yeah, pretty much. Joe interception.
Yeah. He in the right place, dude. He got all the crab legs and walk out the damn door without paying all he want.
All right, but Mar, what was that question you had for us, man?
Have you guys noticed? I know. I had conversation with some of the guys in spaces, and they were talking about what do they think the Falcons' identity would be, and I want to get you guys take on this and correct me if I'm wrong, but do you guys think that the Falcons' identity is going to be more of a balanced type football plan versus just focusing more so on defense or more so on offense?
Hell yeah.
Hey, y'all mind if I answer this?
Go ahead. You could let you go ahead and kick it off. What you gonna say on that?
All right. So if you look at how our roster is constructed, we have practically tall receivers. We have a running back who I think is going to get a lot of carries simply because of his vision. And this is where I think, and also we have quarterbacks that are really good at making anticipatory throws. So I think most of our stuff is going to be quick game, running the ball, whether it's from shotgun or from heavy personnel. And then on these deep passes, we're going to do play action, flood concepts, things where we can at least have protection for Marcus Mariota in the meantime as we're allowing these routes to develop. Even though I think that Marcus Mariota can extend these plays even if things go wrong, I think that they're going to go play action most of the times on these deep shots, because us going for deep shots or deeper throws, unless it's like a clear mismatch advantage, which we do have, but like unless it's like going to happen all the time, which it might not. It might not. Even though we do have a tall wide receiving core, it is the NFL. People will start making adjustments. Even with bigger people. We saw in the Buffalo Bills game that when we tried to throw a fade to Kyle Pitts, it got broken up because they had a safety who had enough length to match up with him. And same thing with Kyle Duggar. So like I think it's very important for our running game to not only be efficient, but for us to run the ball a lot in order to take the pressure off the passing game. And then in order for our offense to be good, our defense has to be good. That's how you make this team a legit playoff contender, because us relying on deep shot plays like we're Patrick Mahomes isn't ideal because of our pass protection issues.
Well, you know what? I was saying too, you notice how in the games last season when we got close to win, case in point, Tampa Bay, how they sent the zero blitz when they had no other answers for us. A lot of teams with these good defenses, they're going to have to take a second to think about trying to do stuff like that, because now with us having mobile quarterbacks, that gives the offense flexibility in the case of the pocket collapsing. So they're not going to have that advantage of us having a stationary quarterback that's looking for receivers to throw to.
That is true. Oh yeah, Mike, you got it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
Who the hell said we gonna be a deep throwing team? Because I don't remember. Arthur ever saying that.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm
No,
letting everyone else know.
everybody keep. We've had some spaces. Okay, where everybody keep talking about we need to throw the ball deep, throw the ball deep, throw the ball deep. Who the hell said that's even doable in the NFL? If you look at Kansas City offense, they don't take a lot of deep shots. It's intermediate routes that turn into big plays. Every once in a while, you see they'll throw to Miko and they'll throw to Tyreek. They don't throw it like even the offense last year, like they got into it every time Kansas City gets into all right, we're gonna take deep shots. That's where they tend to struggle. Why? It's because it's difficult to consistently run that style of offense. When you're balanced, you can run the ball. You have that short, intermediate routes, especially with Kelsey. Every time they always get into trouble, they always start going to Kelsey. Why?
Yeah.
The deep shot is not something that you want to lean on. This ain't the damn Rams. But even the Rams, Marshall Faulk had almost 100 catches or something like that because they were checking the ball down. So everybody getting in love with this deep ball, but we got guys at 6'4". No, you got these 6'4" guys, 6'3" guys, so you can physically dominate those guys over the course of the game with those shorts. Look, I'm gonna say it like this: have y'all ever tried to tackle a 300-pound man?
Nope.
Never will.
Not on my resume.
Nope.
Okay.
No, that's CTE status.
Have you ever tried to tackle a guy that runs a 4.3
Hell
or 4.5 who's 6'4", 220 pounds? It's not that
Nope.
easy.
That's trying to stop a car.
Yeah.
I am not built for
This is
that.
what I'm talking about. Everybody's so focused on deep passes. Like, who the hell cares about the deep passes when you can't stop a motherfucker from going to have a slant? Julio Jones, we just saw Julio Jones all these years taking a damn slant to the house, mushing this dude on the sideline. He take a damn 20-yard. He'll take a 20-yard curl route or dig route. Julio made that damn dig route famous. I would just say that right now. Julio made that damn dig route famous. All right, why? Because he was big, and when he caught it, you couldn't tackle him. All he would do is stiff on you, and then he'll take it for 30, 40 yards. That wasn't deep shots. So let's stop all this. Oh, the Falcons are not going to be good because they don't take deep drops. These guys are athletic, and they're big. But when you're big and you got these smaller DBs that try to tackle you, bro, you just mush them out. Look, it's just like playing basketball. You see what Shaq did? Y'all remember what Shaq did?
That's the thing now.
Y'all know what he did to David Robinson? Do we have to bring that game back up?
That's the thing now. Ain't no more 5'8", 5'9" DBs no more. Especially when your wide receiver 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah,
But see,
to be fair, these so this is what I actually think this is a great point. So with corners, I feel like there's like a few playing styles. They're the corners that are smaller and rely on their athleticism, more so off corners. These corners typically in press man, they will try to just kind of jab at you instead of actually have one hand on your back to and one hand on your back and one hand on your chest to monitor, just have a feel for when you're going to turn so they can be able to break on the ball. Not many corners do that really in general in the NFL. And the only corners that do it are your top tier corners like Stephon Gilmore, Marlon Humphrey, J.C. Horn does the lot, and he's an up and coming corner. So us playing the Panthers is something to keep an eye out on because that dude is different. And honestly, because a lot of corners don't do that, it makes things a lot more easier on wide receivers. However, when you start hearing about teams that use physicality and get grabby, I know that sounds like, oh, you can take advantage of that. That isn't necessarily a bad thing for them because they're just learning how to properly get away with their hand technique. Being grabby isn't necessarily a bad thing unless you're just bad at your technique, because that's kind of how you're supposed to play press man nowadays.
Well,
Okay.
basically, Falcons now are going to do something Mike said. They're going to establish the run game, and their main thing is going to be burning up the clock, getting them first downs, wearing out the defense. So that's where this physicality and these bigger players are going to come into play. The deep shots they'll be rare and few and far between. And then the next thing we'll be focusing on is the red zone, because that's where we did a lot of struggling. So that's why I believe the way the team is set up, they're going to be focusing on those aspects.
Okay. Hey, for those in the back that didn't understand what Alice just
break it
said,
down.
basically what it said is everybody plays damn different styles. Basically, you got guys that like to grab, you got guys that like to use their speed, and you got guys that like to use technique.
Mm-hmm.
Pick a style.
Yeah, basically.
That's basically what he's saying.
And then the bigger corners like to use their length. So like some of like the big corners, again, they might not be polished in technique. They might just start pushing people around, saying, well, I'm bigger than you, and I'll just like push
Greedy
you
Williams is
around
one
and
of them.
disrupt their release.
Right.
Which don't get me wrong, those lengthy corners, if you're not adapt to being able to defeat press and get like swipe clear of your hands and keep your chest clean, quarterbacks will look off because they're like, well, he's not open at the time that we rehearsed, so like I have to go on to my next read. So it's a delay tactic, but later on in the route, if that wide receiver is good at getting off of his breaks, that wide receiver would more than likely be open because that corner doesn't necessarily know like how to feel routes, which is really important to me. That's really important because if you don't know that, and let's just say you don't have good length, boy oh boy, you better have some good ball skills because you about to have a tough time.
Also,
let me ask him a question. Who's right now your ideal corner right now in the league right now? If you would pick a corner right now.
Well, first and foremost, Stephon Gilmore is really teaching tape. But if I were to say young corners, as I said, J.C. Horn is up there. Patrick Surtain is up there. J.C. Jackson, even J.C. Jackson, I think is up there. But also, I don't even think he's fully mastered, but I think he's good at it.
Why would you a Falcons fan? You didn't even bring up. What's wrong with you?
Oh, first of all, hold on.
Look, Mama, you about to get your card pulled, boy.
Mike, hold on. I was about to get to it. Now you interrupted me. Hold on. First of all,
don't make me say them words now.
Don't you dare, say them words. Don't do it. I got you. Okay. So
I'll put him on the spot.
Let's also talk about and the other corners, which K Styles and Matt Mike are talking about, are AJ Terrell and Isaiah Oliver. Isaiah Oliver in particular has that growth that you guys saw was primarily from press man coverage. Granted, he did make a play that was in zone coverage to strip the ball, which with his long arms, I'm not really surprised. But him in press man coverage is so important because he, unlike a lot of other corners, has insane length. Mad Mike knows this. K Styles knows this. So getting him in press man coverage, not only can he just like disrupt timing if he wanted to, but also he has long enough arms to get away with proper technique. And in the case of AJ Terrell, I think Isaiah Oliver learned in these camps from AJ Terrell, because AJ Terrell, when the season started, that man got off just cooking. Whether it was disrupting his release, whether it was getting good technique, they were on it. Now, I will say this: do I think that AJ Terrell is gonna like shut down or at least like have a good chance against like the Stephon Diggs and those receivers? I'll be honest.
He already did. He
Not
already
really.
did.
But
He already did. I mean, we just talked. What's wrong with you, bro?
No.
Hold on, Alex. Hold on. We gotta get everybody's opinion, man. You breaking it down too well right now. We gotta get everybody else's opinion as well. Basically, what he's saying is AJ Terrell's built like a praying mantis. That's all he's saying. Next person.
Look,
all right, Marquise, you got an answer to what Extreme X just asked about as far as the corner?
Okay, ideal corner. Obviously, got throwing AJ Terrell. Clearly. Then that what was it? Nice veteran. Again, Alex said Stephon Gilmore, no veteran, but still can ball. Who else? I know there's some other guys out there. Shoot, I'm trying to think right now. but those type of ideal corners, those are the type of corners, I don't even know what to say right now, but yeah, something like that. I don't know, but
Hey, I'm about to say, did y'all notice nobody said Trevon Diggs, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Did y'all notice that? Did you?
That's another one.
Hey,
Trevon Diggs is basically like Jalen Ramsey.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh my gosh.
Trevon Diggs.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, where were y'all? I mean, he's tall, lanky, long arms. He can turn on the dime. I mean,
Trevon Diggs. No, Trevon Diggs. Hell no.
Hold on.
Boy, you double move him. He out there looking for popcorn somewhere. You double move his ass.
Hold on. Like, I think Trevon Diggs isn't.
He in the stands watching, huh? What you say?
He's in the stand watching. See, the thing about Trevon Diggs got good ball skills. He can catch the ball for a corner, but I'm seeing him getting beaten man coverage and double moves on the and he's been getting beat like this since college.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody burnt him on a Thursday night. I'm trying to think.
It was probably the wide receiver from the Broncos.
Everybody.
Patrick.
I would say
wait, you said a double move. Somebody got him on a double move. I'm trying to think who it was too.
It was probably one of the Broncos wide receivers.
AJ Green. AJ Green, old sloop-footed ass.
I think Trevon Diggs isn't as bad in press coverage, but like in off coverage, he guesses a whole time. In zone, just when he's not close to the line of scrimmage, he likes to guess routes and just like go for it when he really shouldn't. There was a pick that Matt Ryan threw in the Cowboys game that shouldn't have been a pick, but it was more so because Stephon Diggs abandoned the zone that he should have been playing because it was a good route concept. It's just he just made a out of play or out of structure play, which can be good, but oftentimes will be bad because you get a good route runner in off coverage against him and you run a double move. That's toast. That's GG's. Chalk it up. You done lost. Take your loss.
But the dude gave up an average of 17.5 yards per reception.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that really somebody you want to say is what you want?
The thing is, man, it's no such thing as a shutdown corner. Period.
Thank you.
No such thing.
That's true.
But you know what? I like AJ Terrell because his technique allows him to adjust so that he doesn't get thrown off like that. If you watch AJ, he pays close attention to body language and movement so he can adjust so that he doesn't get thrown off when he's covering somebody.
I'll say about AJ maybe last year before last, he least should have been leading the league in interception. He just got his head around late. That's another thing. I don't even think they teach that in football anymore. Dude, get your head around. This dude had 5 interceptions in his hands, and he didn't have his head around. But as far as being there and being able to break it up, he's there. Get your head around. Get your head around.
Right.
AJ Terrell barely gets targeted. Period.
Yeah.
They don't want that smoke,
period.
Get
man.
around.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Prove it.
with all, I think Casey Hayward didn't really get targeted from what I saw in him playing against the Raiders. But with our DB core, I could see Casey Hayward like getting the most targets out of all of our DBs. Even though I think Isaiah Oliver hasn't fully perfected his technique, even though he's really good at it, I think that Casey Hayward still might get the most targets just because he's an off coverage corner. And you can just get simple yardage by just certain route concepts against him. So
when the season starts, I'm gonna remember this dude right here. I am gonna remember this guy right here.
Why you say that? Why you say that? Why you say that?
I mean, he don't goddamn he talks like a defensive back coach, but with all these guys he talking about get burned, I'm gonna write his name down right now.
Go right ahead.
Right now. All these guys you talking about get burned, I'm gonna remember this name.
I mean, every quarter gets burnt, but goddamn, when you giving up 1,100 yards.
But like I say, man, it's no such thing as a shutdown corner. You gotta understand, so a lot of these guys have a help over the top. Because I remember when they tried to I don't know fucking why, try to beef up Richard Sherman. Nigga, what? Richard Sherman, I can damn beat Richard Sherman running backwards. I mean,
that Legion of Boom broke up. Richard
I mean, that nigga is straight up horrible. Come on, man. A lot of these guys, but I gotta get with my man Terrell, man. Like I say, he just need to get his head around, dude. He had 5 interceptions in the bag. Just get his head around. He's right there.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna work on that.
Actually, I think they're gonna have the whole secondary work on that one. There's a lot of drop interceptions last year. There's a lot.
Right.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
It was a lot.
Yes.
It wasn't even just Terrell though. It was more. So.
Yeah.
It was more the team. I'm talking like a hot potato, dude. I mean, the ball will bounce up, and you be like, okay, somebody's gonna get under, and it'll hit the ground. I'm like, what the hell? And if you know something else, they were knocking down a lot of balls that shouldn't have been intercepted.
Yes, they were crazy.
Yeah, they were playing more conservative than anything. Because
they were really just trying to get stops more than anything. Yeah. Like in man coverage, like this is why I think like playing man coverage is really important for us, because what Dean Pease is doing is what practically the entire league is doing. They're trying to play more 2 high shells where they can play more, like Mad Mike has said multiple times on this channel. Like Dean Pease loves Tampa 2 and turn 2 high shells where they can keep stuff in front of them and force you into 3rd and shorts, and then play man coverage so they can get off the field. Like that's typically what teams are doing. But in order to combat this, teams are starting to run the ball more. Heck, even Kansas City, who last year up until the Super Bowl, they were literally throwing the ball as deep as possible because they were getting 1 high shells. But they had to run the ball this year. They really had to. They had to run the ball more than I think they've ever had to, because they simply couldn't throw the ball deep, and these short dink and dunk things weren't always gonna be as efficient. And even still, they didn't even run the ball that well. So, like
they the one thing about Kansas City never scares me. All you have to do is take Tariq out. That's it.
Tariq?
Contain him. Put somebody on what's my man made from Georgia? Can't remember his name.
Nicole Hartman.
Put somebody on him and put somebody to bust ass when Kelsey go across the middle. Just pop him a couple times and he'll drop that ball. Trust me, he'll drop it.
It's a tad bit easier said than done, but teams are still like, for example, let's just go with the Bengals, right? The Bengals, what they did to stop them and ultimately get an interception to seal the game is because they couldn't play 2 high safeties consistently, because they couldn't because they couldn't stop him with just with just rushing 4 people. Because whenever they would do so, they would try and dink and dunk to Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce because that would be their security blankets. What they decided to do is they decided to play man coverage. They would play 2 high shell pre-snap and then switch to 1 high shell post-snap. Drop one of their defensive linemen into a spy that way. When everything is covered, and their safety would also swap on into the middle. So like if a corner got beat inside the middle, that safety would take on the rest of the route, and then that corner would be patrolling the middle. So along with that, they would be safe on the back end, and then if Patrick Mahomes tried to scramble, they would have a spy out there to contain all of this, which is really, 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 really hard to do on a play-to-play basis. But they were able to make it work because they also had Jesse Bates, and Jesse Bates made that interception and sealed the game. But it's hard to do that consistently. But yeah.
Hold on, I got a question for everybody. I'm gonna bring Tev in here as well. I got a question for everybody. And y'all said y'all brought up a name, and there was a story that was linked to this guy, Tyreek Hill. Did anybody see that underthrown ball that Tua threw to Tyreek?
Oh my god, that's literally all people are talking about.
Man, everybody's making a deal of it. I mean, just throw the ball. I mean,
he gonna learn. He gonna learn.
That's a whole nother speed.
I mean, we already knew Tua didn't really have a big arm, so like I'm not fully worried. But
Dude,
that shit was hilarious though.
The best pass David Tua threw was against Georgia. That's the best pass he threw. Other than that, no. No, dude. That's the best pass he threw.
I mean, there's still a threat just because of the pieces that they have around Tua, but Tua sometimes, I don't know, it's like the play will be designed and it's the matchup that you want, but for some reason it's like an accuracy. Like there is a play where it was against the Jets and they had a play that was honestly supposed to be dead, but I think one of the DBs didn't follow one of the wide receivers to the end of that route, and so that receiver was open, and Tua threw it, but he overthrew it, and then it became a pick by Ashton Davis, and then I think the Jets scored on that drive, and I'm like, does Tua now have accuracy issues? Like, what's going on? Because if he doesn't, then
who's in that division?
Oh yeah, with Miami, New England,
their division is stacked.
Jets,
they got the Jets, the Patriots,
Bills.
And the Bills.
That's gonna be
well, no, you're gonna X that out right now.
The AFC is tough this year.
Yep.
It is.
Except for the AFC South, every division stacked.
Literally.
Except the AFC South.
So we can't do Super Bowl picks on this channel.
I mean, you can. I'm not.
You can. We kind of little early. We usually.
I will wait. Oh wait, I already got my pick. But
like I said, I don't normally start doing Super Bowl predictions until the season.
But no. But seriously, dude, the Falcons got it right. They got it right this draft. They got it right. You gotta trust the process and get rid of these Negroes that think we're gonna go to the Super Bowl after 1 year. This is a 2 to 3 year process right here. We gotta trust it. I like it. I like everything they done.
Right. So I gotta ask you the question. And I know this is the main topic point in Falcons land right now. Malik Willis or Desmond Ridder, did they make the right choice on that one out of those two?
Yes. Go to somebody else. Let me think about it.
All right. I'm a answer this. I'm gonna just say how it is.
I did want to say something about Willis though. I want first of all, I'm glad we got Ridder because I like him too. But with Willis, I feel like his hype it built on 2 years ago. I feel like it was building a lot 2 years ago. That team was dang near undefeated. He only lost one time at like 14. But once all the good talent around him was gone the last college season, he struggled. So it was just like with Sam Howell for the past like 2 years. So I feel like with Malik, it was too much hype this year entering the draft. But the hype, it makes sense 2 years ago. So that was all. I wanted to touch on that.
His thing is though, he got a good arm,
Mhm.
but his quarterback IQ and being able to read coverages and stuff like that and them progressions, that's what's gonna hurt him. Because you get him on a good team that's got a serious defense and a good pass rush, he gonna catch it. Especially if the O line ain't gonna hold up the way it's supposed to in certain instances.
That's a good point right there. That's why everybody is keying on Lamar Jackson right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
Yeah, and
I like Lamar Jackson, but I'm not gonna say he. But I think as far as coverages, he's not all the way there yet, and he try to force a lot. And plus, they know he's gonna run. You're not gonna run your way in the league like that, man. You gotta sit back there and throw it. So I mean, I'll probably have to go with Ritter right now, but we'll see.
Speaking of Lamar, man, everybody gonna know he's gonna run now. Who's
Yeah.
he gonna throw it to?
I mean, they do have Rashad
he got his
Bateman,
Andrew.
but that's kind of it.
I mean, because your best receiver was gone to Arizona now, so just like with Kansas City, their best receiver gone over to Miami.
Well, they still got Mark Andrews, but that's
Yeah,
about
they
it.
got his Andrew.
Oh, wait, I forgot. Hold up. They actually they have three good receiving tight ends. They have Mark Andrews, they got Charlie Kohler, and they got Isaiah Likely.
That's true. I was just saying wide receiver wise. So.
I mean, well, yeah, they do have Rashad Bateman at wide receiver, but that's kind of it.
It's like wide receivers they can rely on. He can rely on. That's
We don't know. We don't know about
we don't know what
Rashad
Bateman.
Rashad Bateman isn't bad. He had a decent rookie year.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
They got Sammy Watkins, ain't it?
Nah, he left.
You soft on him, Nick.
But only reason I asked this question too, because when it came out, there was a report that said that the reason why the Falcons took Ritter over Malik Willis is because of significant moments in college career.
Mm.
Because like you said, when you look at Desmond Ritter, most of the games people are going to point at is what he did, even though they lost, what he did against Georgia, where Georgia barely squeaked by. They're going to look at Alabama beating them down last year in the playoffs.
Notre Dame. Can't forget about Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, he going up to Notre Dame and winning up there in South Bend. But then it's like when you talk about Malik Willis, you can't. And I'm just talking about from a fan's perspective here. I'm just talking about from a fan's perspective. I'm not doubting his game or nothing. But the thing is, can you name me one game where he looked dominant in to where you can say, okay, yeah, that's my quarterback?
Mm.
And the average person really can't tell you because nobody watched Liberty.
And that's what it is. That's what it is.
What conference do Liberty play in?
I mean, first of all, Liberty. First of all, they were independent when Malik Willis was there, so they had to schedule every team against different conferences. Though, but one game they actually did well. I just remember it was 2 years ago. I think it was against Virginia Tech, and they shocked everybody. I think the time when they beat Virginia Tech was one of his best wins of the season. I think it was 2 years ago. That was surprising to me. But
hey, K Styles, can I ask you a point about Malik Willis too?
Go ahead.
I was how everybody doing first and foremost.
Cash money.
Yeah, we good, man.
I was watching NFL Live today. And they said a stat about Malik Willis that was alarming to me. They said that as far as quarterbacks, he led all the college quarterbacks in broken tackles. He had over 25 broken tackles. And that's alarming to me because if you think you go get into the NFL and run DBs and linebackers over that, you got a whole other thing coming.
No, that's not gonna happen.
You better learn how to
had to find out the hard way.
As a matter of fact,
You get your slide on, pimp. You gotta get your slide on.
Yep.
I got something to say on this Malik Willis and Desmond Ridder thing. First of all, I think the Desmond Ridder pick is good. However, I can understand people's views on Malik Willis because I do see the upside. Now, when we're talking about Malik Willis reading the
What's the
field
upside?
mentally wise, I do want you guys to know that his coach, the plays that he was drawing up, was just absolutely weird. Like
Yeah.
there was literally plays where he would line up in like a spread formation, and all of his receivers would be running a curl route. So like that's just what it was. I'm sure, Mad Mike, if you, because I know you have contacts to the coach that was coached Malik Willis. I'm sure if he got details on the coach, he would know that system was kind of off. The people evaluating in the draft knew that was kind of off. I think what people are just what they know about Malik Willis is that he's more of a guy that you wait for the boom, and Desmond Ridder can start now if you needed him to. So like that's kind of like really the difference. It's a pick your poison type of deal. I'm not mad at the Desmond Ridder pick. I like it a lot. I wouldn't have been mad if they got Malik Willis. That's just where I stand.
And Alex, to your point too, when you were talking about upside, you are correct. We don't know what Malik Willis could turn out to be, but at the same time, we got to look at the work that he produced on the field. I mean, focusing on upside is what got the 49ers in this situation with Trey Lance right now. They're completely underwhelmed by him.
Right.
So
True that.
and they traded three first round draft picks for him?
Yeah.
Yeah. They traded. They traded up big time.
Yeah.
See, this is the reason why I don't like going by. Like I said, upside is a good thing to have, but when you don't really have a complete product, like or a complete package like that, see, the issue is I'm gonna use this for example. They draft Malik Willis.
Mm-hmm.
He got the biggest upside, but we don't know where he is at now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That same coaching staff might not be here next year to see him develop.
Right.
Because as a lot of people always tell me, a coach is going to pick the guy that they want.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at Desmond Ridder, if you look at his skill set, he looks like the quarterbacks Arthur Smith has been coaching for the last fucking 6-7 years.
He looks like Marcus Mariota.
He's exactly Marcus Mariota.
Exactly.
Let me say this.
And he fits the scheme.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. He fits the scheme with a short curve, a short learning curve. Because you got to think, they've already been saying about Malik Willis, they got to develop him. He got to sit for a couple of years and whatnot.
Let me say this real quick. For one, when you talk about drafting a quarterback, it's always important to have a body of work. Why? Because let's just say, for instance, right? We know Jake Paul, we know Stetson Bennett, and what those guys need, and where they throw on the field, what majority of their throws, if he's a boundary thrower, if he throws more his passes in the middle of the field, you can kind of see where. So, for instance, again, Stetson Bennett, he likes to move around, so you need guys to be big, be able to use their body, and you got to have a ton of tight ends and running backs that can kind of move around and expand when he decides to leave the pocket. But Malik Willis, we don't know what he needs. We have no idea what he needs. We don't even know who the damn starting wide receiver for Liberty. We don't know any of the running backs. We don't know the linemen. We don't know the type of plays that we was running. I know what I saw. We saw Alec Pierce. We saw,
Josh Barley,
running back. I forget the running back. But we
know
Jermaine
Ford,
running back. The running backs, the tight ends, and the wide receivers. We know these guys and what they can do. Again, I don't know what the hell Malik does well, or the type of players you can put around him for his game to get better. All I know from Malik, he can throw the ball deep. and he can run. That's it. So how are you going to build a team off of that with limited information, knowledge of what makes him better? Because like you look at Russell Wilson, we know Russell, he got to have guys for the most part who big, physical, and they super athletic, like a Lockett. You know, those guys who can, you know, make things happen with the ball in hand once things break down and whatnot. So we know the kind of wide receivers and the backs that you need to put around him, and that's the issue. I know what's going to make Ritter better, but I have no idea what's going to make Malik Willis, because he don't really have a lot of tape. He ain't played nobody for what.
And Mike, like you and K Styles said yesterday on the show, y'all said that what was it that y'all said, man? Somebody else go ahead. I done lost it. My bad.
Okay, hold up. Let me so I'm actually go into depth about Patrick Mahomes in the 2017 draft. So you have people that were pro Patrick Mahomes and then people that were scared off by Patrick Mahomes. People were sometimes scared off by Patrick Mahomes because they labeled him as a gunslinger who overthrew / underthrew receivers because of his footwork. However, inside this tape, because there were some other factors going with Texas Tech that weren't so good that Patrick Mahomes had to operate in, there were aspects of him being a good quarterback, the quarterback that we see today. For example, his offensive line was garbage. His defense was garbage. So him making reads, or like him showing flashes of him making reads coupled on with his bad footwork, wasn't really shown that much, but he did do so. He made protections. He made protection calls at the line of scrimmage. He read coverages well, and he was able to make good reads and hit them on time, which is very important. He has a big arm, and he ran the Cliff Kingsbury system, also now known as the run and shoot system, as Mad Mike likes to call it. And also, the person that was drafted, or the person that drafted Patrick Mahomes, is one of like the guys that started it up, and that guy is Andy Reid. He went to literally the perfect system that they were running in Texas Tech, and the one thing that Patrick Mahomes needed to fix was one of Alex Smith's greatest strengths, and that's his accuracy. You see where I'm heading with this? Like, literally, he's surrounded with Tyreek Hill, which is great because Patrick Mahomes likes to throw the ball deep, and he has Tyreek Hill is super fast. You have Travis Kelce, who can get open underneath, and and Patrick Mahomes can read defenses, but it wasn't that good because of his footwork. But now it's cleaned up because of Alex Smith. And you got a coach that literally ran the same system that he was running in Texas Tech. You see what I'm getting at? In order to draft a quarterback, if it's developmental, you need to know the system, you need to know what they do well, and also you need to know how you're going to fix what they don't do well. That's how you get Patrick Mahomes. I'm over exaggerating, but that's how you get the max potential out of your quarterback. It's not no guess. It's not no luck. You there's science behind this.
And see, the thing is, Alex, like Mike just said, we know Malik Willis has a big arm, but what if teams play him like they did Patrick Mahomes for the past 2 seasons and play a cover 2 defense, with 2 safeties? They're going to force him to throw inside the number and take those intermediate and short routes. We don't know how accurate Malik Willis is.
But think about this, ATM. Think about this. What team did he go to? He went to the Titans, right?
Oh,
Yeah, the Titans.
He went to the Titans. Yeah.
Okay, so let me explain their system. First of all, he's not starting, and he's going to learn from Ryan Tannehill whether or not Ryan Tannehill wants to teach him this. And that system throws over the middle. So first of all, within his first year, even if he doesn't play a single snap in the NFL, he's going to learn how to throw inside the middle by his second year. That's a given, just because of how much he's going to be adapting to the system within his first year, just learning. That's number one. Number two, he has a competent play caller. That's number two. Number three, one of the ways, actually one of the most potent ways.
Competent
Yeah,
play
he has
caller?
like Mike Vrabel or
His
Tyler
whole-
Vrabel.
We took his competent play caller.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. We did take it. We did take their competent play call.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, he just got there. And
But Mike Vrabel.
Damn ball to the running back. They had like 4,000 damn rushing yards.
They did the same thing without Derrick Henry. Just better to Deontay Foreman.
True that. But don't sleep on Mike Vrabel because he's been he actually has been producing a whole bunch of good offensive coordinators as well.
Hasn't. That was no. That was Dean P's defense that he was running. Okay, let's keep that real.
No. Mike Vrabel is not a defensive coach. He's an offensive coach.
You mean
I know who
that
you're
was
talking about.
that
He's
was
an offensive
mostly
coach?
Arthur Smith.
If I'm not mistaken,
I
No.
think he is.
I don't know what kind of coach Mike Vrabel is, to be honest with you.
I'm pretty
I
sure
think
he's
Vrabel's a defensive
guy,
coach.
but that wasn't his defense. That blueprint came
Oh,
from
okay.
Dean
My
P's
bad.
who he learned from. It like Dean P's went there and installed that 3-4 system that we know. They helped install that 3-4 system that he learned from Bill Parcells and Dean P. But that's what Bill that's where he come from. So when he's learning Dean P's system.
Right.
That's why Dean P's was running. That's why he was running it, and then you saw it that second and third year. It took a massive step back because, for one, that wasn't his defense.
Right. So okay, but at least last year, the principle of going across the middle and kind of not replicating, but trying to emulate some of the stuff that Arthur Smith was running is what they tried to do. Now, did it work? Not necessarily, but they at least tried to. But also keep in mind that one of the ways to get people out of too high safety coverages is to run the ball, and they just so happen to have one of the best running backs in the entire league. So not all the pressure is on Malik Willis. They also have Robert Woods, who's a great route runner who can get open, and they also have Treylon Burks, who has even though he ran a 4.5, he can still burn some corners if they're not careful. So like this is a decent system for Malik Willis for him to learn, but I don't think it necessarily maximizes like his like deep throwing ability, because I wouldn't say Robert Woods is fast, and you kind of saw Treylon Burks' 40 time, but the system itself is enough to get people out of too high safety shells. Not to mention that if all things comes to worse, you can start using Malik Willis and Derrick Henry in the running game together, which is a dangerous combo. So that's one thing with Malik Willis. I think that's a good landing spot for him. But then again, like players are always dependent on their system in order to maximize those results. So
go ahead, get started. Go ahead. What you got?
Oh, I was about to say about Derrick Henry. And as we always hear about this thing with Arthur Smith, well, he doesn't have a Derrick Henry down here in Atlanta, so he's not going to be able to implement the same system. I'll just ask you a question. Derrick Henry played 8 games last year right before he got hurt, right? It was about 8 games.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just ask you a question. Derrick Henry played 8 games last year right before he got hurt.
They won just about the same amount of games with him being out.
Yep.
Right.
So
It's the system.
Is it Derrick Henry, or like you say, is it Derrick Henry, or is it the system?
It's the system. However, Derrick Henry also has some stuff in running backs that you can't teach.
Yeah,
But,
you can't teach 250 pounds and a stiff arm. That's what you're
Right.
talking
You
about.
You can't teach that. Right.
The way he did Josh Norman was crazy. That was
And you know what's kind of sad? And I don't even really want to bring this name up. So like K-Styles, the Mad might cover your ears. But if Julio had remained on the Titans with Malik Willis, that would have been one of the most optimal pairings for Malik Willis because you have Julio Jones who runs a 4-3
Look at Mike's face.
along with Malik Willis.
That motherfucker can't
throwing the
stay on the
ball
damn
deep.
field. What the hell are you talking about?
That's what I was about
I
to say.
told you
Yeah.
that, Mike.
Mike's
the
eyes
cover,
almost fell out his head.
You ain't gonna get away with no bullshit like that. He can't stay down healthy. How the hell he gonna be a vulnerable damn attack?
I told you, Mad Mike, because I already knew you was about to go on this. Like I
I
knew
don't
it.
say
I
no
knew it.
goofy shit like that.
Julio.
Sit your goofy ass
Julio
down.
ain't Julio no more, man. Julio is not Julio no more.
What?
Yeah. Speaking of Julio, man, that dude still hasn't been picked up. That's
He
probably
still
why
ain't got a
teams still
damn
picking
job.
him up. Yeah, yeah, they scared him get hurt.
Julio, I don't think he gonna get picked
Julio
up
real
unless
quick,
somebody real desperate during the season.
I don't think he gets picked up. I don't think he gets picked up until he really takes like that vet minimum.
Man, he
Takes
can, man,
real
man,
pay cut.
man,
Something like
That motherfucker needs some
He
miracle,
probably-
some miracle weed, some miracle something. Goddamn, that motherfucker stay here.
They over there talking about he was gonna try to rejoin Matt Ryan and the Colts.
That would be a great idea for
Rejoin
them.
his ass on the damn bitch. That's what he gonna do.
Oh boy.
You know what? We're not going to address him as Julio just because like the way I feel about the Chiefs is the way like Mad Mike is gonna react to Julio, but like less
I
extreme.
love Julio, but I know his ass is always hurt.
That's true.
True that.
Right there. That's true.
He got tissue hamstrings now.
But
And what's so crazy
Like I
about it?
called
The
Gully
man
had
didn't.
him bad knees.
But that boy got silly string hamstrings, boy. I'm telling you, bro.
What's so crazy about it? The man barely practiced. He just did. He put that work on the field straight on talent. Meanwhile, you got DeAndre Hopkins taking PEDs, and y'all had the nerve to say this man was better than Julio.
Yeah.
That ass got the nerve to still be hanging around with Terrell Owens.
Practice.
I'm inclined to believe that the stuff with D Hop is an accident. Like somehow that accidentally.
That's how he made it seem.
Can never buy that's an accident.
Making it seem like it's an accident.
Nah, that wasn't no accident.
You ain't got no damn job, and you still hanging around T.O. Like, you crazy? Something wrong with you.
At least T.O. playing in the league doing something. He's in A league.
Ain't T.O. in the family?
That be that man control football league too. He can run all the goddamn
That boy gonna be in that boy gonna be in the WFL, the wheelchair football league.
Oh man, you ain't have to do him like that, Styles. That's
crazy. Like this. I got it.
That's not. I should be laughing at this case, Styles. That's not right. You making me feel like a bad person. That's not right.
Speaking of receivers, I know y'all saw what Antonio Brown said a few days ago on that podcast.
Oh no. Don't bring that ATM.
Look, let me tell you something.
That man said racism is not real, man.
I need him to stop smoking that Kanye.
He on that Kanye.
The dude is a crack baby. Leave that crack baby alone.
Yeah.
Man,
he's smoking that Kanye. Leave him alone.
Antonio Brown, go look at the podcast he did a few days ago. That man said, "I got $100 million contract. Racism ain't real to me." He basically said the same thing that Herschel Walker and his mama said.
Listen,
he went ahead and talked about Colin Kaepernick, like, bro.
Okay, that's
shut
up.
up.
You don't
I'm
criticize.
not in the
We should
league
never say
right
Colin
now.
Kaepernick's name ever.
Listen, I don't take nobody seriously. They take their jersey off in the game and start doing aerobics in the end zone. I'm sorry.
The moment he did
Antonio
that,
Brown somehow escaped rape charges and then got back into the league and then went ahead and took off his jersey and started doing some stupid stuff and talking about Tom Brady, and then went ahead and talked about Colin Kaepernick, and then went ahead and talked about racism. Like, what the?
Look. This is the same wide receiver whose touchdown celebration involved him twerking in the end zone. So I don't believe anything his ass said. No,
he's just out of his mind.
I need him to call up his cousin and have an intervention.
Exactly. Hey, look, we got Ho J, aka Ho J in the
What
building.
up?
Oh my God.
Hey,
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing
hey,
tonight?
what's up? Hey, what's
Call
up?
him.
What's up?
You can call on Ho
That
J.
is my this is
Call
Mike's
him.
nickname for me, bro. Look, if y'all wondering where the nickname came from, blame Mike. Mike gave me the
Blame
nickname of
you. You the
OJ.
damn hoe. Ain't got nothing to do.
Hey,
Mike.
Hey,
Whoa.
hey,
you know that.
hey.
You better watch
I
our
know
girl
it's
around this
Friday
damn
Night
hoe
Madness,
right
but
here,
come on,
boy.
man.
Yeah,
Look, they don't need to
you
know
better watch
that.
it.
See, they don't need to know that.
Mike, you ain't gotta out him on the game like that. Mike, you ain't gotta out him on the game. I'm about to say, if he want to go around, he want to go and get one of them players off the Atlanta Dream, he can.
Hey, don't even bring
What
that
you
up.
doing, Mike?
Hey,
That
if
ain't
you gonna
Don't
do
bring
that,
that up.
let me
Right.
be
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
Hey,
That's what I'm saying. That's
Hey,
what I'm saying.
I'll join shit. I'll be a hoe for it.
Exactly.
oh yeah, as far as
Come
Atlanta
on,
Dream,
Mike.
Look, when y'all
Don't
as
mess
far as
up the
when y'all
man's
see me
tailgating game now.
Exactly.
when
What's
y'all
that again?
see me next to Nas Hillman or you see me on at sideline of the next Dream game, don't ask why. Just know that's why.
Hey, speaking of Dream, hey, just a bad night today.
Okay.
Everybody has this bad night, so yeah.
Damn.
No, I don't even want to.
Yeah, don't
If I'm
sweat
gonna
it.
speak, if I'm gonna speak on the game, this was our worst defensive game we've had all year. Ryan Howard has a busted lip. If y'all don't know, if you haven't been
Saw
watching
that.
the Dream,
Saw that.
They
y'all
played
need
tonight.
to. Yeah, we
they
played
played tonight.
tonight.
They played the Aces, and the Aces came in their building and smacked them in the
We got
face.
our
It
ass
was like
beat. We got our ass beat.
I think it was 96-73.
They 2-1. It's all right.
Yeah,
Yeah, too. It's still great. It's still a
73.
great start. It's still a great
That's
start.
rough.
It's still a great start.
I think
Again,
tonight we just got outplayed. Like I think that was it. And then losing Ron at the time we did with that, I think she needs to. If anything, she needs to sit Sunday versus Indiana. I'm really not scared of Indiana. They're rebuilding.
The one thing about Indiana, they actually play hard, so you can't sleep on them. Don't sleep on them. They play hard. And then they scooped up a flurry of rookies.
It was only 3 rounds.
Yeah, they had like
They
8
scooped up.
rookies by the end of the draft. Their
Yeah,
whole
it was
roster
3
was
rounds.
rookies.
Like how?
Yeah. And
Because
speaking of
they
the
had
Dream,
3 first-round picks.
yeah, they did. Yeah. They had 3 or 4. It was one of those two. But anyway,
Ain't there like
speaking of
only
Dream,
8 teams in the WNBA?
They had
only
that many
12.
picks with only 12. I think it's 12. No,
There's only 12 teams. There's only 12 teams.
yeah. So they had
They
8. They had 4 first-round picks.
they talking about expanding soon. It's just a matter of when.
How is that even allowed? Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
All
Trades,
right. Yep.
trade
Yep.
market. That's
Nah.
all they did. They traded their stars away. Like
Yeah.
Indiana, they got their young squad, but they're real hungry. They remind me of the Dream last year, kind of sort of. I think they kind of just need vets, but they got so many draft picks and they cut them all, which is
I
so
can
crazy to me.
appreciate the WNBA, but how
It's
how
not
we
the
gonna
same dream
trade
team from last
players
year.
for picks when you
Oh
only
yeah.
got 12 teams? Like I don't understand that. Like that
This
don't
is
even
a
make
complete
sense.
different team
And as far
from
as
last year.
and as far as Indiana, they didn't trade all their stars now. They still got the Mitchells now. They still got Kelsey and they still got
Yeah,
Kelsey and Tiffany
but
Mitchell. Those two are their star players right there. So Kelsey Mitchell and Tiffany Mitchell, they're both guards for the team. They both can score. They both can score. But
You say
yeah,
They related or something?
huh?
They're
No,
related?
no,
I
they're
don't know if
not.
they relate. No, they're not. It's unrelated.
That's crazy. How
Yeah, it was
how
kind of
does that
weird.
happen? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You just said
That's
it's 12
wild.
teams in the league. You're gonna have people with the same
Of
last
course,
name on
of
there.
course.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Here we go. It's 12
Man, you
teams
ain't got that
somehow they
many
get the
options.
same
It's not
person on
like
the
the
12 teams.
NFL. You got 32 teams. You can have 32. You know, it's with 50 different players. You might have some. You got 12 teams. You bound to have a couple Smiths, a couple of anything
Jones,
you can think of a last name. They probably got it.
Daniels,
Williams.
Cousin,
We
how
got
you
like two.
do?
Don't we have? I think the Dream got 2 Williams. Well, I know I think we had 2 Williams last year. It's a lot of that in there. A lot of them are gonna have the same last name.
You talk about Dennis Schroeder. The Dennis Schroeder looking
we're
female.
gonna talk about Dennis Schroeder. Yeah.
Bring him up.
You know you dead wrong for that.
Don't bring him up.
Oh yeah.
Please.
Shoot, I got a basketball. I got an NBA question. I got a Hawks question for everybody.
Go ahead.
Okay. So everybody knows how the Hawks season. Okay. Look, I think. Okay. How they ended the playoffs, I think it's something they needed because of the way the season went. So in the offseason, who do you think is the player or players they should get to improve this team? Because it's a tricky one.
I'm 100% on the team of running it back. I feel like we gotta add a second. If you have to add a secondary star, because everybody swears we need a secondary star, and we can't play team basketball because we need 2 stars. I say the only 2 really we know that'll be available is Donovan Mitchell or somebody in free agency, but Donovan Mitchell is the main one because they said his 2 trading spots, his 2 choice of trading spots is Atlanta and Miami.
As far as guards, I think there's 3 of them.
I hope that.
You said one of them was Donovan Mitchell. Another one is Bradley Beal, but it'll be costing hefty.
I'd rather have Donovan Beal getting older.
I don't even think Beal.
There's a third. Zach LaVine. He's gonna be a free agent, so that could be an option. But
I don't like Zach LaVine next to Trae Young.
For him,
the
defense.
One at a time, folks. Go.
Yeah, for me, as far as Zach LaVine, I don't like that with paired with Trae Young. For me, if he doesn't go to Chicago, I think he might go to Portland because they got the money though. Because they got the money and they need a guard too. They need a scoring guard. Shoot, and with Damian Lillard, shoot, you can tell me them 2 gonna get at least 20 a night, at least. But it's a tricky one because they need a shot creator and they need some defense, perimeter D especially. So it's gonna be tricky. And,
they just need somebody to complement, Trae Young, to take some of the heat off him when they decide to triple him on defense. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Because that's all they would. Because that's what was wearing him down this season.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna get Miami to playoffs. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Who you think they're gonna relieve? Cause I'm hearing like people talking about Hunter. I say they should release John. I'm sorry. I don't think they should pay him $119 million.
As far as players they could trade, that could be a trade piece as well. He could be.
Like that
right? He could be. I'm serious.
He gonna need Clint. He gonna need Clint in the paint, man.
Him or John's gonna be a trade piece. And then he's saying Okongwu should start at the 4. Look, if Okongwu's gonna start at the 4, he's gonna need a mid range. He's gonna need a mid range game at least. At least that you'll be fine. But
if you ask me, and I know I'm an outsider looking in, I think if y'all were gonna trade someone, I think you would probably have to trade Kevin Huerter. And I like Kevin Huerter.
Thank you.
He's from Maryland.
I was thinking that
he's from Maryland. I love him. But y'all have Bogey. And he does literally what Kevin Huerter does, but way better and probably way more efficiently too.
Kevin Huerter is so inconsistent. That's the only thing.
But the only problem with Bogey is
no defense.
Injury.
Is he gonna play the next game? Because this motherfucker stay hurt.
He be hurt.
Having knee problems.
Bogey sneezed too hard. He hurt.
Hey! What did Cat Williams say in that special? He said when he cracked all this rib right here, he was like,
"Oh yeah."
How that happened? I think I yawned too fast. Yeah. But like I said, but I think my ideal partner for Trae Young, and this is like a very, very unlikely, and I know probably people be looking at me like, really? But I'll say Lonzo Ball would be the perfect running mate for him.
Ooh, I like that.
That'll be perfect.
And he got defense too.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
You talk about 2 playmakers, 2 scorers, and one can play defense. Oh my gosh. See, that's why Chicago sucked in the postseason.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when they playing team ball, I mean, when they playing team ball, they almost unstoppable. But when you got Trae playing and everybody watching them like, ooh, he about to make a basket.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's
Because
It
what
get kind of one sided. Yeah.
Because what you're looking for is you're looking for another guy to let Trey play off ball.
Right.
Because he needs to play a little bit more off ball. So like y'all said, so he doesn't have all that tax on him where it's like, okay, we live or die by this motherfucker score.
Yeah, he should do something similar to what Gobert with Curry, something like that.
He terrorized Trey, man. We gotta find somebody that did that.
They got.
They
I think they
terrorized
will.
my dude.
I think they will.
Man.
They got to be creative with that.
Man,
And
I
mean, Hunter.
Trey Young, man.
What about? And this is
Hunter
probably
showed
gonna sound a
something.
little bit weird, but what about
Showed something.
like maybe Kelly
Gonna be
Oubre on a
consistent.
cheap deal?
I think
Trey
that could
needs-
work. I
I
think that
don't
could
think-
work.
No,
I'm like,
no.
Kelly
I don't-
Oubre
I
too
don't-
inconsistent, man.
Yeah,
I mean, he could play the pick and roll
that's
though.
his issue.
Give Trey
Yeah,
Young
but
a break.
he's too inconsistent.
Yeah,
I think Trey doesn't need another superstar.
Nah, you don't.
Trey needs an all-star caliber player.
Another
I
shot
think-
creator.
I think DeAndre Hunter's injuries.
He's stepping into that.
I think his injuries is the part that really messed him up. Because mind you, he was a rising star. He was a rising star player. So I think those injuries kind of stunted his growth and his development. But Dre has a chance to being that forward that we want him to be.
Yeah,
I hated seeing him having it like game 5. I hated him going out there and like scoring that many point a playoff high and we
I
lost.
hated that.
Like
I
that was
hated
what
that,
Cam
too.
did. Cam did that last year versus the Bucks. Cam had a playoff high, and then we lost the game still. Like those young guys, kind of they don't have no. He didn't have a quit in him in that game, and you see his stardom. I think he just he keeps getting hurt. I think if he has a whole healthy year, that helps this offense a lot more. And we didn't play Lou Will. I feel like people don't understand.
Right.
Lou Will is
He need to go.
Coming from a Clippers fan.
Man. I'm sorry.
Coming from a Clippers fan.
Oh, one at a time, for one at a time.
Coming from a Clippers fan, I know how Lou Will is. That dude. Hoo-wee. Sweet Lou. That's all I have to
You
say.
a Clippers fan? I feel bad for you, Alex.
Yeah.
Oh, don't even bring up my pain. I don't even want to talk about it. Like, look. The play-in, we got defeated by Patrick Beverly, and he celebrated like he won a chip. Like, that's the most embarrassing stuff that you'll ever see in the entire. Like, how?
I don't
know.
Okay, with Minnesota, they were good though. They were good.
No, but Pat
they were good
Bev,
as a team though. I know.
Yeah, because Pat Bev ran that game.
Sorry after the game. Like what?
He told y'all to get on the bus and leave.
Exactly.
He didn't tell you I was sorry. He told you to get on the bus and leave.
Disrespect.
Would you say that's classic Beverly?
No, that's just him being stupid. Forget Beverly.
Because he'd be crazy, man. He'd be crazy.
Y'all have Kawhi. Y'all win that game, bro.
Bro, we've been going through a lot. We've been playing with Reggie Jackson practically for most of the year, and that's practically it. Like that's literally it. PG been injured, Kawhi been injured, Norman Powell been injured. Like you name it, we got injuries. Like it's I don't even want to talk about it because it's depressing. It's depressing.
Alex, you know Kawhi, he doesn't really rush back from injuries. He takes time to recover.
Yeah. For real, I meant to like
It was a
3
very
years.
small chance he's gonna come back this season.
Like speaking of injuries, man. Okay, I kind of feel bad for Joel Embiid, man. That dude be getting hurt every year.
He really does.
Man, Joel Embiid is a punching bag out there.
Especially,
but that
especially this
orbital,
year.
he got an orbital fracture though.
Part 2.
Man, this dude had to play through 3 injuries this year. I'm like, gosh, man. The moment he came into the league, he was injured.
Flopping on the damn ground. He wasn't getting hurt.
I feel you, but that orbital joint.
That's the same.
Damn, Mike, where the sympathy at, man?
Yeah, like his eye. That was a
Mike can't stand Joel Embiid, man.
He got
shut up, Mike.
He was like 300 pounds flopping on the damn ground.
If it was any other injury, yeah, the flopping, like I feel you, but that was an eye injury. Like he had a orbital bone fracture or something like that, and I was like, nah, that's a big injury.
And that came from a Euro step to a Euro step to the face.
Yup, was it Siakam?
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, all
Siakam do got some
I
good
have to
arms,
say
so.
is James Harden sucks.
Oh my God!
Now, wait a minute. Wait,
I don't even
Tyrone.
think James Harden
Tyrone.
sucks.
I don't
Wait.
want to hear your mouth, ATM. He
Hold
sucks.
Mike gotta
hold
take
on.
a
Let
swig
be
right
real.
now.
Let be real though. James Harden is a NBA 75 player of all time. He doesn't suck.
Let me
But
cut
hold
this.
on, let me get it out.
Oh hell no! You ain't saying that
He
bullshit.
is not no
He really doesn't
75.
suck.
maybe top
70.
100. When we
So
get
you
there,
just gonna mute my mic
maybe
like
top
that?
100.
I get no type of hospitality. What I was saying is,
all 70. James Harden all 75.
He
hold
was.
on.
Not anymore to this year.
James Harden is an NBA 75 player of all time. However, although he's one of the greatest scorers in NBA history, the performance that he put on last night, that's unacceptable. How do you only attempt 2 points in the second half? Not a
Because he was in his
quarter,
feelings.
for 2 quarters.
He's not
Because he was in his
75.
feelings.
He's top 100.
Hold on. I want to answer that. I want to answer that.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Let me say this, K-Star, real quick. How the hell do you say he's one of the greatest scorers of all time, but he only put up 2 shots? The hell kind of shit is that?
Because he's fat.
Probably
It's
because he's getting doubled.
So now we fat shaming folks now. Come on.
Hell yeah.
I do.
Joel and Nicola fat.
But Mike, we going off a body of work. Like, yeah, like this performance yesterday was on the same level as Game 7 versus the Spurs, that series. But if you look at the work that James Harden has put on the court as for a career, he is one of the greatest scorers. But what he did last night, that was unacceptable. That was nasty. I can't believe it.
Hold
on the other hand, Case,
hold on. Let me get this out the way. I call bullshit on that.
I second.
Bullshit on what?
James Harden in general, because for one, like I said, this is not to you because I know they put him in the 75, but the thing is, what does he do besides step backs and flopping at the rim? What does he do besides those two?
That is
I don't know.
Man, he used to blow by defenders like crazy too.
That is
you can't do that no more.
He just don't got that speed right now.
No more.
James Harden's biggest issue is when the situation ain't going right, he clocks out and he starts to pout and he gives up. And he don't care if he just run up and down the court and watch you play.
Oh, so he LeBron. Oh no.
Mike, you tripping. You out of line and you know it.
Now was that I think it might be worse than LeBron though. I think he might be.
I could have sworn I saw that before for LeBron.
On the other end of the spectrum, if the Warriors are losing, they'll take Curry out for the rest of the game.
I like Derek Fisher. I like how somebody said Derek Fisher is better than James Harden. That's because I'm a Derek Fisher fan. So I'm gonna accept that. I'm gonna let you have that one, bro. You get a shout out for that one. I keep hearing a shout out for that one.
I also keep hearing Rudy Gobert's name popping up. I'm like,
oh yeah, okay.
What does he do better than Clint? That's what I be saying. Like,
hold on.
And no Congo.
Hold on. Okay, so Rudy Gobert, I think he's good. I think he's? Okay. Here's what I'm gonna say. Okay, Rudy Gobert is insanely long. Pause. He's insanely long. I can't say that with a straight face. Never mind. Forget it.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, man. We play it.
All right. So he's extremely long, and he has he has enough quickness to be able to switch on some guards, not most guards, but some guards, because typically on switches the guard is gonna just cook most of the centers, but he can hold on with some guards. But his length is really what makes him so good. However, these past few years, where Rudy Gobert has been the problem, wasn't necessarily on Rudy Gobert himself, but it's because the Jazz players have been allowing a lot of penetration. But when Rudy Gobert has to split, has to rotate over, and most teams are playing 5 out to stretch Rudy Gobert out, someone should be rotating to where Rudy Gobert is helping from. However, the Jazz simply don't do that. They leave him on an island, and whoever he leaves, he leaves. So they're going by the rule of if Rudy Gobert leaves a shooter, we're gonna live with that shot and hopefully he misses. However, for example, with my Clippers versus the Jazz, Terrence Mann freaking turned into JJ Redick and they lost. So that's like that. I don't think Rudy Gobert is bad, and he does deserve being a top tier defender. But he doesn't necessarily. He's not the entire team defensively. That's what I'm saying.
You know where Rudy Gobert is elite at, and why he's elite when he plays Euroball. Like when he played in the Olympics last year, why France was so elite is because he doesn't have to lead the paint. There is no 5-second rule when you play Euroball. He can just sit in the paint the whole time and just block shots. And I think, and I think that's the reason. There's no 5-second. They barely call fouls. If you go to the rack, you gonna get hit. That's why everybody said USA was gonna lose because they kept playing rough ball, and they ended up getting better by halfway through the tournament. But when they first started, they was getting beat up because they don't call a lot of fouls in Europe and any really FIBA basketball. Like they don't call a lot of fouls. It's straight up. We gonna play street ball half the game unless you get flatline, like unless you get hit hard. That's when they'll call a foul.
Yeah.
So I think for Gobert, he's so elite over there. Like when he comes playing the NBA, it's harder for him to play. And I think Luka said it. One of the Euroball players said it. It was like so elite. He's so elite when they play him overseas because they can't guard him. You really can't stop him defensively or offensively because he doesn't have to move from in front of the basket the whole time. He's literally and I think that's why I say when you add him to the Hawks, what does he bring that Clint Capella doesn't bring? Really and truly, there's not. If you go watch both their games, they were back and back. They were back to back in blocks. They were back to back in rebounds. Though Clint beat him in rebounds.
Yeah,
Clint beat him in points. Like Clint should have won DPOY, but everybody was complaining. We like, oh well, he doesn't like. People were coming up with excuses about him not winning DPOY the year we went to the Eastern Conference Finals. So I think the thing about it is, okay, you bring in Rudy. All you're doing is adding a little bit taller lob threat for Trey to throw the ball up a little bit higher.
Yeah.
You're not really adding a lot more talent to the team.
You're really not.
That man Rudy Gobert said he'll lock Shaq ass up.
Like with Rudy Gobert, all you really get is a better rim protector, and that's kind of it. And even then, it's not that big of a gap because Clint Capella is really good in his own right. That man can block shots. But in Rudy Gobert's defense, if you put Rudy Gobert on the Hawks, you also might have a slightly better defense just because again he adds more rim protection value in that like the open threes when people try to play small ball and stretch Rudy Gobert out because the Hawks actually rotate and try and rotate and help and X out and close all the gaps. That will help Rudy Gobert out just as it helps Clint Capella out, and it won't be like the situation where the Jazz have where Terrence Mann or Dorian Finney-Smith start acting like they Landry Shamet or Duncan Robinson. You get what I'm saying?
Speaking of the Jazz, I did not get it this year. You had your best players available in the first round against the Mavericks, who didn't have their best player. How you be trailing 2-1 in round 4 when their best player returns? That don't make no sense.
Mm-hmm.
You should have been up. You should have been up 3-0
before Luka came back. I was watching that game. It was just sad. It was just.
That's what happened when you don't take your opponent seriously.
That's what happened when Jalen Brunson start turning into freaking Steve Nash.
That also what happens if your perimeter defense sucks. That's exactly.
Their defense sucks.
That's why Joe Mercer cooked them so bad.
That's what I'm saying. Like their
Because
perimeter
they
defense
kept Rudy in.
sucks. Like
Yeah, they
Rudy
just
can't
kept
fix
doing
all
it.
of that by
They
himself.
kept doing the thing about the Jazz, and the thing that this is the craziest part about them. They are, I think Kendrick Perkins called them. They're the regular season champions. They will forever be the regular season champions because their offensive game and is so lethal. That's
It
the same
is.
thing with the Suns. The only difference between the Suns and the Jazz is that the Suns know how to play defense when it comes down. Luka's just special. I hate to say that as an Atlanta fan, but Luka is just special, bro.
Hey,
Like,
I hate to say it more because I'm a Clippers fan.
Like yeah. Luka's like and it's so funny. My uncle was like, "Man, I don't like Luka," and I was like, "Wow." He was like, "He's just cocky," and I said, "That's just Luka, though." I said, "That's just Luka's whole essence. Like since he came in the league, he's been just this cocky asshole European player that was gonna put it in your. He was gonna score on you 9 times out of 10. He was not gonna miss, and that's just what like to drop 33 and really and truly like beat that team that bad." Luka's just ridiculous, bro. Like what he does is so special.
Luka made Pat Bev look like a little kid. Like Luka made Pat Bev.
Do y'all think Luka do y'all think they're gonna beat Phoenix?
No, they're gonna.
I mean, it might be even possible because
it's possible, but no. If he does it, I'm giving him his props.
I'm already giving him his props. And I hate that man. Like, that man scored 50 in a game 7 that we won against, and that dude, I hate him because we have to play him so much, and it's so hard to stop him. Like you can't stop this dude. This man started turning into Dirk Nowitzki mixed with
we ain't gonna disrespect the business like that.
My bad. But this man started hitting one leg fadeaways and turning away, pump faking.
I can't lie.
That man trying to like emulate Kobe as much as he can, but it's so annoying. I hate it.
Yeah, if you do compare him to Dirk, it'd be like like a smaller Dirk with a lot more playmaking skills. I mean, his playmaking is surprising.
Yeah, they've already tried that. They've already talking about trying to compare him to Dirk.
You know that whole Dallas, bro. One thing about Mark Cuban, and one thing he's gonna do is go find that Euroball player and bring him to America, and turn him into a superstar. That's one thing Mark Cuban gonna do. He gonna turn the European star into, and he commented on that, and everybody asked him why, and it was a really non-appropriate statement because he said I'd rather go get somebody that plays basketball that makes mixtapes and wears jewelry, and I felt that felt like that was not a good statement to say, but when you think about it, like
that's what it was.
Yeah. It was racist because you could tell, you could hear it. Like when he said it, I was like, okay, Mark, that's not what you're supposed to say. You're supposed to say something else than that. But if you look at his team, I mean, the paper bag test is kind of the whole roster. Besides Dorian Finney-Smith and what's the other one? Oh my God,
Maxi Kleber?
No, not Maxi. He definitely passed the paper bag test. What's the one with Alfred Payton? Not Alfred Payton. What's the
Reggie Bullock?
Reggie Bullock.
Yes, I hate Reggie Bullock so much.
I was like, yeah, I know.
God, I hate Reggie Bullock. I hate Reggie Bullock just because he talks so much shit versus the Hawks series. Like, that is annoying.
The one day we happy about that. We kicked the Knicks' butt last year in 5. So at least we kicked their butts. So, but it's gonna be one interesting offseason.
I don't even want to talk about Luka no more because he's making me depressed.
Philly got some questions. Brooklyn's got some questions.
LA got some questions.
LA Lakers got some questions.
The Clippers have questions.
I wouldn't say questions. If y'all get your 2-star players back, y'all should be
hopefully if they're healthy.
Hey, I'm about to say, let's go ahead and wind it down for the night. God damn, it's about 11:01 right now.
My battery's about to die.
So we're gonna go ahead.
I'm waiting for you gonna say that I knew it was coming soon.
Yeah. I gotta go work in the morning too. So Yeah, so we could get everybody's final words on what y'all want to talk about. I kind of have a feeling. Oh, he ain't in here, so I about to say I had a feeling somebody was gonna talk about something else. But get your final words in.
I go first because I'm finna get off. I I didn't get into the Falcons discussion, but I'll go into a little bit into it. The trade today was surprising. I wasn't expecting the trade today, but it was a good trade. We didn't trade no players away. We traded a 5th round pick and we got a 7th back. So we still didn't really lose a pick. We got a player. He's actually cheap. I mean, he's not even on a deal yet. He's still on his rookie deal. I think all around that this team, like, the over under for this team this year, and this is just on a gambling note, is 5 wins. So
exactly,
if you look at the schedule, we can win more than 5 games.
Yeah.
And I think people are going to underestimate us the whole year. I expect us to go in as an underdog every game. I don't think we get the respect we get. And if we're good, I don't even think we get power rank good, which is crazy to me. Like we can really go we could go maybe. And this is just a guess. We could go 12 and would that be 12-5 because 17 games. We could go 12-5, and we probably would be like 13 in power rankings with a team that's worse than us up higher. So we have to see. You just have to really wait for that. But this is gonna be a fun season. This is a no. I feel like we should go in this season with no expectations. Just let us play football. Just watch us play football. That's it. That's all I think of. Just let us play football. Watch us play football. Hawks, we still in the off season. We still going through draft stuff. Dream, please watch the Dream. If you live in Atlanta, please go to a Dream game. They're not expensive at all. They're $20 to sit in the lower bowl, bro. You can really go to a Dream game if you can. And support, bro. We almost sold out tonight's game and we sold out the first home game. So let's keep that trend up. Let's almost sell out every game this year. Let us not have. I want to look at the crowd and see people in the crowd. I don't want to see an empty crowd. So please go to those games, support them. We're gonna be good. It's not gonna be like last year. If you went last year and we got blown out, you don't have to worry about that this year. We're a competitive team. We're not as much as people want to say we're rebuilding. It's the same thing with the Falcons. As much as people want to say we're rebuilding, we still are a good team. Like we are a team that can win, and we're gonna make the playoffs. So you want to be a part of it. It's gonna be a special season. I think that's all I got. I don't know if the Braves won or lost. I just know that Dansby. We have the most attractive infield in baseball. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I got a final score on the Braves. You want to know?
What was it?
11-6 loss.
God.
Hey, we got to do 2 more times. We got to do 2 more times this weekend.
I just want to say Will Smith is lucky. I love him for what he did versus in the World Series because I was going to go on a bad rant on him tonight, but I'm not going to do that because I love him. But that's all I got.
That's what another one closer to
Tyrone, what's that tweet that you put about Will Smith?
What was which one?
You said
which one?
Nah, it was the only. He said the only Will Smith out the one on the Braves. The other one
Oh yeah, that was a mean tweet. Yeah, I was like the only Will Smith I'll acknowledge is Will Smith on the Braves. So yeah.
All right. ATL, you got your final words?
Yes, I do, and this needs to be.
Hold on. I'm thinking where you might go with this, but go ahead. I'm trying to see if I'm thinking where you about to go with this.
So, there was a space hosted, and I joined in late. I don't know the full details, but all I want to say is, Falcons fans, you cannot be so negative. We literally just saw the Cincinnati Bengals go from the worst team to next year being in the Super Bowl. We don't
Facts.
know. We don't know what could happen this season. Marcus Mariota could turn up, and we could go to the playoffs. But this loser mentality of we tanking for Bryce Young, we taking for CJ Stroud. I agree with K Styles. I wouldn't draft a quarterback for 3 years. We had Mike Vick and Matt Ryan for 20 years, and we still had the same three problems: getting timely stops on defense, protecting our quarterback, and getting to the quarterback. And I'm gonna be honest, Mike could tell you, I did not like how the Matt Ryan trade went down. But I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, my team automatically gonna lose." That's a losing mentality. If you feel that way, why are you even supporting the team? Why are you even watching the team? And my last thing is for that ghost watcher, and I know you watching the stream. If you have a disagreement, you need to come on the stream and have a dialogue with us instead of sending tweets, subliminal tweets on Twitter.
True that.
Oh, you talk about
You
the
got
same.
to put false accusations on an innocent man too. But we're not gonna get into all that. That's a story for a different day.
Says he don't watch. He said he don't watch, but he's watching. Ain't that about a bitch?
And that's all I gotta say. Mad Mike, you still an asshole.
What?
I know
that came out of nowhere today.
Shit, I know that.
All right. Mar, you got any final words you want to say on that?
Yeah, man. I've been telling people all off season the Falcons is going to culture shock a lot of teams. What people fail to realize is a lot of these teams are not the same as they were. Some people are missing. You got all these front office in my feeling problems with these players, and all of that will translate to the field. So I'm pretty sure we gonna hurt a lot of people's feelings this season. I want y'all fake ass fans to keep that same energy, because they be in these spaces talking mad shit about the Falcons. And I'm like this, like ATM said, if you not gonna support the team, take your season tickets, your jerseys, your hats to the nearest receptacle and leave. We won't miss you. Not a drop.
True.
That's it.
All right, Marquise, what you got for us?
Okay. I got this to say. All right. So first of all, for all the Falcons fans that be negative, here's the thing: don't root for this team to tank, because if you go tank, because tanking teams don't win championships. It's just like they said earlier, just like I said a while ago. Example: Philly. Remember, trust the process. And look what happened to them. Farthest they didn't got is second round. That's the farthest they got. They ain't even got to a conference final since that.
Since 2001.
That's another example. Sacramento. I know they ain't tanking, but they look like they tanking. They haven't made the playoffs in 16 years. That's a freaking embarrassment. So don't root for any Atlanta sports teams to tank. Support these teams. And I also think as well, Atlanta's gonna shock everybody. They're gonna shock. I think they're gonna shock everybody, and I hope they do. I think they will. I think they'll shock everybody. Man, shoot, Atlanta Dream only played 3 games. I know they lost today, but man, they shocked. They shocked me, man. I did not see them beat Dallas and the LA Sparks back to back like that. But they shocking everybody in the WNBA. I think the Falcons gonna do the same. So yeah, support the Atlanta sports team. Keep rooting for them to win. And also just the score date tonight. Boston forced a game 7, beat Milwaukee today, and also Memphis. They're giving Golden State a run for their money in Golden State. So that's all.
Okay, Tev, go ahead, man. What you got for your final thought, man?
Well, I just want to piggyback a little bit off what last week dude said about how we could go from bad team to a good team, and I think we can the way we signing these players, trying to build that linebacker room back up, trying to build that wide receiver room back up, and I feel I'm gonna say our DB room is our strongest room. That's how I feel. I feel like DB room and with the signings they've been making at linebacker, I'm gonna say they second, and wide receiver is kind of back there in third. But I feel like I said earlier, yeah, we building for the future, but we building to win now also. Take a look at who we signing. We signing veterans. We signing young dudes trying to prove themselves that they belong. And with it, we got a tough schedule, top 10, this tough schedule, yeah. But yeah, I feel we're gonna do something this year. I don't know why, but I really feel we're gonna do more than what people think we're gonna do. But how they building these, trying to build this team back up. I love the way Terry and Arthur are going about it. I really do. If you ain't developing, improving, you gone. If you is, you stay. That's why Sheffield is gone. He didn't get he didn't get it quick enough like AJ did. AJ had it since day one and then came back the second season and just went crazy. So I really think we're going to surprise a lot of people this season. I really do. I'm just ready for the training camp and all that to start. But I appreciate y'all bringing me on, man. Y'all know y'all the GOATs. You and Mad Mike. Y'all the GOATs. Love the show. Watch it every time y'all come on, man.
Oh, man, we definitely appreciate that, man. We definitely appreciate that. All right, Alex. Well, what you got for us, man? What you got for us?
I ain't even got much to say. Screw the Chiefs and scout us out. Oh yeah, and in case I didn't say it loud enough, screw the Chiefs. Okay.
Why?
All of their picks should be revoked. They should never be able to draft ever again. Okay.
You should have added Matt Mike in that
fire that GM.
Mike.
Fire that GM. That GM too smart. I don't like that. You need to leave.
All right. You want to go, Mike, or you want me to go, man?
Go. I got something. Yeah.
All
want
right.
to end with this.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike talk too much anyway. Let's hear what you got to say.
Wow.
All right. If y'all want to know why ATL Joe asked why he called Mike an asshole, because these two are like brothers. They can't stand each other, but they love each other. They can't stand each other, but they love each other. But my final word is
his face. Go ahead, sorry.
They can't stand each other. but that's big brother, little brother right there. So like I said, that's what they got. So, yeah, kind of piggybacking on what everybody else has been saying, man. You got the rebuild that you've been wanting. You got the quarterback in which style, who you wanted, but you're still unhappy. What else do y'all want the Freaknik that you want the Atlanta Falcon Freakniks to come in or something, bro? Because I don't even know what more they can do. Like I said, you got Desmond Ridder down here now. The draft is over. The Ridder Malik conversation shouldn't even be talked about no more. Not right now, anyway. And kind of what ATL and what they've been talking about, the people that be sitting here in these spaces already counting the team out, talking about Bryce Young, take it for Bryce Young. I can't go a whole show without saying it. I got 5 words for you. Sit your goofy ass down. I'm about goddamn sick and tired of hearing about tanking for Bryce Young, taking for CJ Stroud. Motherfucker, they might not even be that good this upcoming season. Hell, the quarterback class that y'all talking about was the greatest of all time last year. We still ain't figured out if they even worth a damn right now.
Right.
Because right now, the best looking quarterback out of that draft class is the quarterback that y'all wasn't even talking about.
I think it was Mills. It was Davis Mills.
Hey, K-Staff, just one quick thing too. I find it funny how those same people, knowing that we've had offensive line issues and defensive issues for the longest, they don't say tank for Jalen Carter or tank for these offensive linemen. It's always tanking for a quarterback.
Because that's the only position they care about. They don't care about the game, bruh. We got to realize that these peoples is slow.
Most of these people in their feelings because they didn't get the player they wanted. So now they just want to say the team ain't no good.
Some of these people say special teams don't matter on Twitter yesterday, but hey.
Oh, they do.
That's a lie.
These I call this is we have to realize now we are in the Madden generation. This is why I call it the Madden generation of football fans, where the only thing you do is sim defense and run for go routes every play. These are these type of people. This is all they care about. They, like I said, everybody just wants what's best for them. But in reality, the teams don't give a fuck what you think. They don't give a fuck what we think. We wanted Jordan Davis with the first pick. They ended up with Drake London. Are we bitching and complaining about it? No.
Nope.
Because at the end of the day, I'm a Falcon fan first. And I said it early in the show, and I said it's a damn shame. I said I would rather talk football with Saints fans all day before I deal with some of these Falcon fans, because it's the most pathetic thing I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a fan base. I never seen a fan base so bad to where they ask for what they wanted, but they want a tank to get what they want.
And you got a black quarterback in Desmond Ritter.
I know.
But he's not. But he's not the right complexion.
Listen,
but the quarterbacks they want ain't the right complexion either. So what the fuck is what is it?
It's not your job to understand stupid.
Yep.
That's what it boiled down to.
Yep.
Cause I can guarantee you, let Matt Ryan win the Super Bowl. They'll be having some Atlanta Falcon Colts jerseys on.
Boy, man.
Hey, we don't call ATM the receipt man for nothing.
Let me say this. Let me say this real quick. We're gonna end with this.
Okay.
I'm about to put my hoodie on, about to put my ski mask on. And we about to get dirty with this. But I'm dead ass serious with this. Keep my name out your motherfucking mouth. If your bitch ass ain't not man enough to come sit down and talk to me, keep my name out your motherfucking mouth. Okay? This show is always, ever since we began this show, we've had everybody disagree, come on the show and be heard. Stop acting like a little bitch and come on the show. You ain't even got to come on the show. At least be man enough to come on my damn DMs or something and have a conversation with me. A lot of you bitch motherfuckers ain't got shit. Y'all ain't got nothing to say. Y'all got so much to say about people you never even had a conversation with. If that ain't pussy, I don't know what pussy is. I know how pussy feels, but I don't know what a... Hey, look.
but Mike, you can't not join on the show but then talk shit on Twitter from a whole nother problem.
That's not even my concern. My concern is keep my name out your motherfucking mouth if you're not willing to have a conversation with me. That's some bitch shit. You ain't never talked to me. You ain't never said nothing to me. You ain't never tweeted to me. We've never had a conversation. When we was on the show together, you never had you couldn't say nothing to me while we was on the show together. But you can tweet everybody else about how bad of a person I am, but we never had a conversation. You going off a word of what everybody else is saying. But it's not just even me. It's not even me. We're talking about my crew, my family that you talking about. You never had one conversation with these people, but because your best friend dislikes Mad Mike, everything we do is stupid. Not even taking the time out to have a conversation with a motherfucker. Okay? And like I said, this is what I'm gonna say to this, and I'm gonna keep saying until you motherfuckers are ready to come on the show, keep my name out your motherfucking mouth. That's it.
And y'all,
I'm gonna say it like this. I'm not about that violence, but look, it's like this. What you see on camera ain't nothing like the real thing, and I'm gonna just leave it like that. Period.
All right, wait a minute. So what you're telling me is, I smell something.
I just hate people that won't have a cup. Like, look, as much as we, everybody know that me and Eric Robinson don't get along. At least he had the fucking guts to come on the show and sit down and talk to me. I got respect for that shit. But all these other punk motherfuckers just keep running their mouth. You ain't never had a conversation with me. Y'all just go back and forth talking to people who just don't like me. Oh, my best friend don't like Mike. I'm not gonna like Mike either.
A lot of them don't know football well enough to even try to come talk to you, Mike, and that's the problem. They too busy on Twitter trying to hype up the narrative. Because you see it a lot in these spaces, man. It'd be like cats will get in there, and when you ask them a hard to answer question, then all of a sudden they want to start deflecting and calling names. And you know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous.
I'm the easiest person to talk to. Myself and K-Star, we the easiest person to talk to. You can sit down and have a legitimate conversation with us. We spend hours behind the scenes talking to people. We've had conversations in these spaces during games. We're not that hard to find.
Right. Hey, so what you're telling me is I smell tuna fish sandwiches.
Tuna fish sandwiches. That's what.
Yep.
So you telling me you smell this, don't you? You smell that?
That's it.
Hey, I'm still tripping off the fact that there ain't been no apologies since that Calvin Ridley situation either.
Oh yeah,
that guy.
Bro, they're not going to apologize for that.
Everybody tried to block me, and I ended up being right about that situation too. So again, that's what the stuff we're talking about.
They done brought the real Atlanta, Georgia out.
See, but this is why we do what we do, because we know majority of the Falcon fan base hates us in particular.
What is it?
We are the bad guys. We are the bad guys.
They dislike y'all because y'all actually study, y'all teach, y'all educate.
Y'all are positive about the team,
right? And that's the thing. And you can't. In this day and age, you got feelings over facts, and you guys been teaching people. You've been teaching me. I've been learning ever since Mike started. You know what I'm saying? The intricacies of football. A lot of people don't care about that. They play a game. They say, "Oh, I like this player, and this is who I want, and this is what the team should be." But when the team doesn't win, then they're gonna go back and follow the narrative. And when they hear guys like you, because I've heard a lot of content creators that I can't even stand, and will say some of the most asinine stuff, and then when it come to you guys, it's like, oh yeah, we don't like them. They don't, and then it's just ridiculous.
It really is.
Yeah, because it's too easy. It's easy to be negative. That's the easy route. You're playing a game on easy mode being negative, because we live in a negative society. Everybody is fucking negative. It's too easy. We got motherfucking Falcon fans mad because the Falcons didn't get the quarterback that they wanted. These motherfucking teams don't give a fuck what we think.
Right.
It's easy to quit, but you got to keep pushing at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
But my thing is, if the Falcons don't have what you want, why don't you go root for a team that got what you like?
Because they too busy trying to be right.
Or they'll say, I've been a Falcons fan for too long, since then and since that.
Bruh, they can't use that excuse. I am a Georgia Tech. Look, bro, I am a Georgia Tech fan, die hard, in a room full of Georgia Bulldogs fans. You better come better than that.
Look, I was in the space. I was telling them, shoot, I've been rocking with the Braves since the Braves had Dale Murphy and home of the Brave. The problem with this generation is they ain't been through no sports pain. They ain't been through no long drawn out process. Like I could tell people when I went to the Braves game as a kid, I still got the bat from '92. You could damn near sit your whole generation in the Fulton County Stadium.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When saying the Falcons name in the '80s was a cuss word.
Bruh.
Like you them's fighting words. You talk about the Falcons, them's fighting words, and people don't realize it. When Doc Rivers and Dominique Wilkins and stuff was on the Hawks. Hawks was just a team name. Like people don't understand, sports pain. And we sitting on here OGs of some of these sports because we grew up with them. And now when we finally get in the era where we can see that they progressing, all this like I'm telling somebody, I'm like, shit, that's just like somebody telling K-Style, okay, K-Style, I'm basing my stuff off of Tecmo Bowl. Like, really?
I'm sitting here like, bitch, you really gonna base your stuff off of 3 buttons? Really, nigga?
A, B, and C.
That's all
A, B, and start. That's what you basing your whole football criteria on?
Hey, got 4 plays for the whole game.
You right. The only team you picking is the fucking Raiders because they got Bo Jackson ass motherfucker. Really?
Yeah.
Instead of sitting your goofy ass down, I'm like saying you need to shut your stupid ass up with that shit.
Hey, K Styles.
Yo,
I know we couldn't end it, but I had to check one of the barbers today for spreading false, for spreading misinformation. He said, well, we was talking about Julio Jones, and somebody was like, he's not going to get in the Hall of Fame because he don't have that many touchdowns. And I said, well, if you look at Calvin Johnson, his touchdown, the amount of touchdown he had, it's not that pretty either. And one of the other barbers was like, well, if Julio had an actual elite quarterback, he will have more touchdowns. And I said, do you realize that Julio Jones and Matt Ryan have the second most receiving yards of a duo in NFL history? Number 1 is Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison, and then it got quiet.
They hate them facts. They hate them facts.
Oh yeah.
But then he switched the narrative. But then after that, he switched the narrative to what about the most touchdowns of a duo?
Ain't Matt Ryan and Julio second?
Nah, that's when you just straight up hit him with that. You just don't like the person.
Yeah, most receiving yards by a quarterback and wide receiver duo. Matt Ryan and Julio Jones are number 2 all time in history.
Yeah, it's second.
Exactly. So basically, what you go and tell him and just say, pretty much, it was all Matt Ryan's fault. Just go ahead and just admit that's what you want to say, motherfucker. It's all Matt Ryan's fault.
And he been gone for 3 months.
Exactly. But ATL Leo, I know you kind of just jumped on when we was getting off. I'm gonna let you go ahead and get your final take as well, man. You there?
Yeah, I'm gonna just say one thing. This for Mad Mike. Just hit a motherfucker. Just hit a motherfucker. Plain and simple. Just like I said last time, just hit a motherfucker. You'll feel better. Trust me. If that don't work, just kick him in the nuts. One of the two. Kick them in the nuts and tell them they sister and send their sister to Fort Industrial.
Hey man, it's all good. That's all I got to say, man. A lot of people just got bigger nuts.
Exactly.
They got no nuts.
So the final phrase of the night is a hit dog will holler, but ain't nobody gonna help him. So if you ain't gonna be down for this team, regardless if there's a buts, just because they didn't get what you want, you can go jump off a bridge and land on a rock for all I care. So until next time, we ain't here to play. We here to stay.
Okay.
You ain't gotta go home.
But
get the fuck up out of here, nigga.
Gotta get the hell out of here.
Later.
Exit 285.
Keep Matt Mike name out your fucking mouth.
If y'all don't like it, you can sit your goofy asses down too.
Keep AFN name out your mouth too.
Exactly.